About to say, shit. We playing D&D or what?
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, so where things currently
What was
stand.
what? What was what? Sorry, I don't know where we are. Oh, I do.
You're good. You're good.
I do know.
You guys are on the ship.
Mhm.
Series of events leading up. You guys basically like told Gloria to stop talking, and then handcuffed her and threw her into her briefcase, and then gave the briefcase to Joel and banished him from the circus. Gwynny and Dilly realize that their decisions that they agree on, that they make in the tree, have immediate effects in the circus, so they can make and unmake things, essentially. What else? Dilly killed his mom. That was great. We met Ulrich, who unfortunately unwittingly boarded a slave ship. He didn't seem to feel great about it. And now you have Captain Phineas, captured and tied up. Copy's kind of been holding him captive on the deck, while Felicia and Ulrich are searching the captain's quarters.
Felicia's helping me search?
Yeah, she went with you.
I thought she was holding the invisibility on Gwynny.
No, Gwenny dropped the invisibility. She's talking to her parents.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so
how do you guys wanna kick things off? You've got a captive captain, you've got two very apologetic parents, and you got two people snooping.
All right. Did you happen to find anything on how what you got? Like what them books say?
well, I haven't found much so far. I think I just found his personal log. Dippy, didn't I have to roll some stuff last time?
Yeah, hold on, I'm looking through my notes really quick. Did you roll investigation, or was that something we were going to have you do? Because I'm looking through.
You let me roll a series of D100s.
Ah, that's right.
You had them roll 70 100s, I believe it was.
That is correct. Hey, let me find this, pull this up.
60 100s. I'll reply to it so you can see the message.
Thank you.
Jesus.
I have
All right, so there you go. There's the message up with the results.
Gracias. Let me pull my list up, and we will see what you find. All right, I'm just going to type these items out because it is a list of them.
Okay.
And Dilly, yes, you and Gwynny were talking to her parents. I don't know if you had finished that conversation or if you wanted to keep asking them more questions.
I feel like we'd finished the conversation, and Wild had told him to get a couple things together to come stay in the circus for a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where we were at.
Trying to move them off, but I was like, no, why don't we just hold off on that so we can just kind of feel this all out and figure out what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I think then we left and we stopped game. But I think that as Dilly, I want to go find my mother's quarters.
Oh, okay. So her quarters are kind of off from the captain's quarters. They almost like a adjoining hotel room, if you would.
That's fine. And if we probably need to touch base with Copy too.
Yeah, he's still on deck with the captain.
Sure.
Copy, how are you? Because you told him to stop talking, so he's not talking.
I'm guessing he's still trapped on the door.
No, you guys, like, tied him up. you trapped him in the door and then opened the door and, well, you didn't really tie him up. You just told him to sit down, which he did because you didn't want his other arm snapped in half.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he was in the door, and the first mate was actually
Yeah, the first mate's piloting the ship in a circle.
whomever that might be.
I asked the first mate, is this ship only used for slaves, or can you be employed to ship a different kind of material?
That would be up to the captain.
What if the captain is, I don't know, indisposed at the moment,
Then we
or probably forever?
would need a new captain.
Wouldn't that make you the captain?
I'm not qualified. I can only turn the ship this direction.
That is unfortunate. Is there anyone who is qualified on this ship besides the captain?
Well, there was the co-captain.
You mean
She's not on the ship anymore.
what does she mean by the co-captain, though? I don't remember. Who was the co-captain again?
That was Dilly's mother, the
His
woman.
mom, he dropped her off his side.
Oh, yeah, she's
Really fall down, go splat.
she's definitely dead. Oh well, yeah, I don't think that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Well, then I suppose we would need a new captain.
Any ideas on where to look?
The port, maybe? The pub? The orphanage?
I come up behind Copy with this as my parents are getting ready to get off the boat. And I go, hey, Copy,
Hello?
what's the story?
I'm trying to decide if we can't find a way, instead of this ship to transport slaves, we change the name, and we have it actually transport us things that are helpful, like books, resources of some kind.
Well, why don't we ask the captain? He's right there. I think he'll kind of tell us what we want to know. We saw what happened to his compatriot, and you broke his arm. He's kind of afraid at this point in time. I think you might be able to ask him things. Yes?
Meta.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Just Gwynny would know that you and I her and Dilly had discussed what to do with the ship or leaving ideas. Just saying, we could pass that on to
Yeah.
Copy.
Yeah, I would say, Dilly and I were talking about it too. I think we kind of need to talk to this guy. He's pretty slimy. Ain't gonna lie, but I think we need to kind of know what's what.
Oh, I just assumed he probably didn't want to talk to me after I decided to break his arm. So I wanted to talk to someone else. But seeing
You're
as
in a
how this is
position
not
of power,
going
you
well,
see? He may not want to talk to you, but kind of has to talk to you.
I was just trying to ease his suffering, but I guess it will continue. He walks over to the captain. He's like, so, can you transport anything else besides slaves?
It is a ship.
Okay. How do books sound to you? Magical books, books of any kind? Maybe some type of knowledge?
Books sound like books. You're talking about transporting books, eh?
Yeah.
There's not really a lot of money in books.
Well, what about magical texts? Kind of like the ones the Bard's College helped me to study with.
I don't know anything about bard colleges.
Do you know anything about magical books, magical scripts of kinds? Things that wizards may trade with, barter with?
Do I look like a wizard to you?
No, you look like a man with common sense. Maybe you've been around town or something.
I can transport magical text and books, yes.
Cool. Sounds like a plan. In turn,
I mean, really, honestly, we're kind of the owners of the ship now. So, I mean,
That's not how that's not how it works, actually.
I was actually going to be bold, but yeah.
It's still my ship. You can
Is
charter
it?
it, but it's my
Is
ship.
it really?
Yes.
It doesn't belong to the Night Circus? I thought it was the property of the Night Circus.
Oh, no. We work with and for the proprietors of the Night Circus, but this is my ship.
I see. Well, in that case, you do have a lot to answer for, don't you?
Such
I was going to
as...
propose a trade, but yes, I guess when you put it like that, he did transport slaves.
He not only transported slaves, he sold slaves and aided in the and abetted in the killing of several children. That Dilly survived is a testament to Dilly's abilities, not the care of this crew.
No. I have never killed a child. Let's just get that clear.
But you stood and watched while your co-captain did many times over, it seems.
Well, that's different.
How is it different? That's called aiding and abetting.
No, it's called watching.
No. If you stand by and watch somebody do something that is heinously wrong and do nothing to interfere, that's aiding and abetting.
Oh, I see. And then what were you doing up until recently at the circus then? Aiding and abetting?
We did not know about the evil that was being done. You, however, were a full witness to it and were very aware of it.
I was getting very well paid to be very aware of it.
Okay, so therefore you acknowledge that you were indeed aiding and abetting in the murder of children.
I wouldn't put it that way, but fine if you want to go on technicalities.
Technicalities is all we have to go on.
Was there something else you wanted from me?
I think we want the complete story of who contracted with you, of what exactly you were contracted to do, of where all of the children came from, of how many children there were that were killed, of how many children there were that were sold, and what you know the purchasers.
Well, the orphanage was the receiving ground for the children, contracted by, I guess, a Mr. A and a Mr. H.
Funny story. This
It always comes back to those two, doesn't it?
Yeah, actually, it's pretty funny. I'm pretty sure we whooped one of their asses, right? It was one of them. I cannot remember.
We were in the process of whipping his ass when he ducked out of the way like a coward.
Yeah, that was fun. We should do that again sometime.
Agreed. Does that have any effect on the captain hearing us discussing whipping the ass of one of the...
You mean you did one on Joel then?
Oh no, Mr. A, I think it was? Yeah, no, Mr. A.
Yeah, we beat him into a bloody pulp, and then he ran away.
Gloria is imprisoned, Joel has left the circus, and Mr. A was beaten to, not an inch of his life, but maybe a foot. Mr. H unfortunately managed to escape before we were able to take him on, but the time will come.
Who are you people?
We're the new management.
Yeah, we don't take the bullshit. You hear me? No more slaves. Otherwise, I'm gonna break your other arm.
I
Can I roll an intimidation check?
You can. He's okay. He's already intimidated by you.
Oh, yeah, that's alright. He's gonna be intimidated again if I succeed.
Okay.
Yummity. Wait, what? Yeah, it's the same chat again. Okay. Oh, D20 plus. Humdiddly, scumdiddly, humdiddly, scumdiddly. Intimidation. Ha, that's a nice number. That's an 11.
Thankfully, he's already scared of you. You drove the point home, but he's already there.
Yeah.
And he's I already agreed not to take. All right.
Oh no, I just wanted to get the point across, just in case, I don't know, you were tempted, fall back into your old ways.
My old way. I was hired specifically to transport children.
Exactly, your old ways.
My old job. You can give me a new job without making it, aggressive.
What better way to remind you one last time, and then give you a new job?
Did you think I was forgetting between then and now what you just said? You didn't need to find. All right, yep, all right.
Cool. Anything else we need for our new, well, I guess the circus is ours now, right? It looks
Apparently, right or wrong, we seem to be running it. I'm not sure if we're running it well. Billy, and I call him. He's searching his mom's room.
All right, we're going over to Dilly. Are you just kind of in the room where you go? I mean, it's a bare bones room. It's a bed, armoire, kind of like a cabinet with a mirror above it. It's very bare.
I'd be searching for her lockbox or strong box or.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation.
I want her money.
You want her money?
Oh yeah, she owes me. She's got a lot of it.
You want reparations?
Absolutely. All right. 18.
All right. As you're kind of feeling around in the dressers and in the armoire, you're not really finding much. But then when you go and kneel down to look under the bed, your knee hits a floorboard that is loose.
Oh. And I'll pry it up. We need to roll for something.
No, you can just pull it up. It's loose.
Sure. Yeah, do that.
And it's dark. If you reach your hand down and kind of feel around, you encounter kind of what feels like rough edges covered in cloth. And
I'll peer in a little closer. I do have dark vision.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, you see kind of like a dusty, soft, you can tell it's been wrapped and rewrapped around whatever it's around multiple times, but it's kind of just like this dusty burlap cloth that is wrapped around what appears to be a small sized box shaped thing.
Pull it out. Unwrap it. Look inside. Is there anything else in there?
You can reach back in and look. Or, yeah, you can look. If you look down, you're not going to see anything.
I'll feel around. What do you want? Investigation?
Yes, please.
Again? Ooh. 21.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you pretty much, the second you put your hand back down, you kind of almost immediately feel a cold metal that was under the box, and you realize it's a key specifically for the box.
Okay. Well, I'll open up the box real quick. What's inside?
The first thing you notice is that the box looks weirdly familiar to the one that you received from Mr. A.
Okay.
The symbol on the top of it, however, is the same symbol of the Neverland. And when you open it, there's a stack of kind of dingy Polaroid photos. And
All right.
there's a shit ton of money.
All right. And if there's nothing else to really find in the room,
Yeah, no, it's, again, very bare. She wasn't, that's her possession.
I feel like I would have started going through the photos, but at that point I feared, would Gwenny call me and go to the deck or the
Yep, they're on the deck.
helm?
Dilly,
Yes.
Captain here says he owns the ship,
Oh, does he?
and Matey says he can't pilot the ship without the captain.
I think maybe, but Mate is an idiot. And perhaps just someone familiar with this type of ship could fly it. Not particularly
as you
this
call the
man.
as you call the matey an idiot, you just kind of hear him from the helm go, "Hey." He rolled perception.
I don't know if he's
So,
an idiot
Captain.
or if it's a magical thing or not. Let's
How
can we maybe find out from this captain, do you think?
Oh, we'll see what we can find out.
I already said, if you're the new proprietors of the fucking circus, I will do whatever job you ask me to as long as you keep paying me. You don't need to come at me like you're coming at me.
Oh, really?
Really?
Do I remember this man? Does he remember me?
Oh, he knows exactly who you are. Yeah, he totally remembers you.
Let me see if I remember anything about this man.
Go ahead and roll. First roll me an insight to see if you recognize him, and then if you do, we'll go ahead and roll history.
Good. I don't like that history roll. And it's a 2, so it doesn't matter to me.
You don't recognize him, but when you guys first encountered him, when you got onto the ship, you asked him, like, what do you know about my mother? Or, you said Lily Fairgrass is my mother. And he said something along the lines of, how many other children have come on this ship and said the same thing? I don't care who you are.
Right. Okay, I remember now. Right. So your first job, your first appointment, is to tell me how this ship works.
It works like any other ship. You make sails and...
Right. So
You go-
if I were to give you a different job, you weren't required to operate this ship. So I have an idea for you.
No. I go with my ship. My ship
No, the
goes
ship
where
is
I
no
go.
longer yours. Let's get this clear.
No. I explained it to your friends already. The ship is mine.
No, I don't think you understand.
I don't think you understand the concept of ownership.
I don't think you understand the fact that I
Billy,
will kill you right now.
Billy, wait just a second. If
Yes.
we take his ship and he has a letter of ownership for it, that's piracy. And while I'm not necessarily opposed to it, the city kind of frowns on it.
Oh. All right. Well, wait a minute. I mean, I've already thrown my mother off the ship, so. Okay.
Well, she doesn't. She didn't own the ship. It's his ship.
All right, then I'll buy it from you.
I'm not selling.
Are you sure? All right. Gwynny,
Yeah,
you know, there's pretty much an unlimited amount of space in our little portable prison, right?
oh, as far as I know, it's a pocket dimension.
Indeed. All right.
You also gave that pocket dimension to Joel.
Joel. Yeah, we have to. If you want to put him in there, we have to go find Joel.
No problem. Send him a message.
What?
All right.
Okay.
What is your message?
I'm going to ask him how soon he can return to help us negotiate the wrinkles of the contract.
Oh, Joel.
Oh, God. Yes, Gwynny, dear.
We're cleaning up your mess on the Neverland.
My mess?
Well, the games mess. Let's put it like that. Let's call it the games mess. We're cleaning up the games mess on the Neverland.
All right.
Could you join us at the normal docking location?
Why on earth would I do that?
Because you very definitely have a stake in this mess and part ownership of it.
I want the password to the briefcase, and I'll be there.
All right.
Password would be preferable first.
No, password after you arrive here because I don't want you and Gloria. I just want you.
Fair enough. I'll be there shortly.
Thank you.
Ugh.
So what's up? This whole time I'm just staring at the captain, too.
Yeah, Joel's coming. He'll be here, so we just need to have Matey there land the ship again and wait for Joel.
Joel, eh? Yeah, maybe. Oh, fine. Lad, put the anchor down! And he, yells up at the kid, who immediately stops, turning the ship in a circle and goes to let the anchor down.
Well, this will be good because my parents need to go to the circus anyway.
Who are your parents?
And then I just wave my hand at them.
Oh. Ah, yeah. Resemblance, I see it now.
Yeah, you had a hand in that too.
His smugness is really pissing Dilly off. Just saying.
Oh, fire, Mr. Captain.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you like fire? It's fun. You want to see what it does?
No, wooden ships and fire don't usually mix.
I'll be fair. How about plants? Do you want to see what plants can do?
I would genuinely prefer if you did not do any plant magic while aboard the ship.
Yes, I kind of like
insight check. Insight. I want to know why he's averse to plant magic on his ship.
Go for it.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my character sheet
Dilly's
here
just
going.
looking at copy with admiration, like, I know where you're going with this, but
Yeah.
save that for our last resort.
Stephen wants to know what. While I'm getting my character sheet up here, Stephen would like to
If
know
you
what
don't
Ulrich
mind.
and Felicia are doing.
All right, I did finish your list. Give me a second to send it to you.
All right, Mr. Kitty. I'll hold back for now, but he's really annoying, and I really just wanna.
Yes.
I want him to disappear forever.
Okay,
Eternally.
you guys, you just hold
copy.
off until we get with Joel here. Just wait just a minute.
I have a little collection that he could join, maybe.
All right, Ulrich, I just sent an image with the items that you have found based on your rolls.
Okay.
You found these in various drawers, cabinets. Aside from that personal log that you saw, which really is just kind of like, okay, we made port here, we picked up kids there. There are no names of the children. He didn't care enough about the cargo to actually list it, and that says a lot about the man.
Okay, so I found the logbook. I think I'll take the pouch and stash it away, because that seems interesting to me personally.
All right.
And is the flute any? I'm gonna roll insight on that flute to see if it's important in any way.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm still working on getting my character sheet going.
No, you're fine.
My tablet shut off, so my apologies.
Technology.
Technology!
I get it. It's fine.
Oh wow, 24.
Oh, okay. There's nothing really special about the flute. It's not that it's magical. It's just, I mean, it's sort of magical in the sense that if you try to play it, instead of like dust coming out, it's actually still, like, it just kind of smokes. It's like a musical
so it's
cigar.
not really important.
Okay, so insight is +3.
Not very important. It almost looks like maybe it was one of the kids' toys, and it got burned somehow. It's just there.
Okay, and does the book actually have anything written down in it?
The
7. I only got a 7.
Oh no.
I didn't learn anything.
So the book, if you were to open it, if you've ever killed anyone, it will show you a tally of how many people you've killed. If you've never killed anyone, every page is going to be blank. It adjusts to the person holding it.
Anyone. Define anyone. Is it sentient people or monsters as well?
All the creatures you've killed.
Okay, so I've killed a few creatures and monsters and stuff on my adventures, but I don't recall killing any people.
So as far as you know, all the tallies you are seeing belong to creatures.
As far as I remember. Okay.
There we go.
We're back to beings and beasts.
Oh, no. Not again. I'm not doing this today.
Okay, so he's going to keep the book and the pouch and just leave the rest of it there.
All right. And Felicia, what are you looking specifically for anything?
Her big notepad.
Did I swipe the book that had his account numbers on it?
You can go ahead and roll investigation, see if you can find that.
And I remember last time there was a book that had a list of account numbers on it. I kind of pocketed.
That was more along the lines of accounts for jobs, so like accounts for like the people he's working for.
Yeah, that's the first one.
That's okay. I got confused. Never mind then.
No, you're fine. And Miss Felicia.
If we're probably gonna keep this guy alive. Okay. I'm taking the tally book with the creature they've killed and the gold pouch. Gold counting it.
I will.
Does that have any gold in it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you can see just by looking at it, it has about 127 gold in there.
Ooh, nice. I'll go ahead and add that to my personal stash.
Haha.
I'm watching him do this, and I'm laying on the captain's bed. And I'm just kind of thinking to myself, kind of fucked up that, everybody's problems started on this ship. And then I feel the momentum change from the change, from going in circles to kind of, we're not going in circles anymore. Now I want to kind of sit up on the bed and I don't know if you're listening, but I really don't think that this ship really needs to stay afloat anymore at all. And she's gonna sit there.
Wait, Felicia, are you saying this out loud?
She is.
Okay.
So he definitely here. Like, are you talking to me? And then she's just gonna her eyes are gonna gloss over white.
Right as you
And,
say it, though, the entire ship shudders, like the wood itself is creaking, and everyone feels it kind of shaking under their feet. You guys hear this? It's a deafening wood-on-wood creaking sound.
What's that? No, what is that?
Oh,
I'm gonna cast Burning Hand.
Lisa, if you really want to sink the ship, could you do it when we're not on it?
I didn't do that. I was gonna burn it down.
and it creaks and shudders, and it's, again, you guys, like, it hurts. The deafening sound actually hurts, and the entire ship is kind of shuddering under and around you.
All
And
right.
We need to get out of here.
The captain's gonna jump up out of his seat. You all need to get the fuck off.
I'm gonna go out of the room with Ulrich.
Which one of you did it? They were all here. I heard what they were saying. Which one of you fucking did it?
Did what?
Threatened the goddamn ship.
That was her.
Get off.
That would be me.
Get off.
Wait a minute.
Is this ship sort of aware?
Alright, this captain is really pissing Dilly off. You are not in charge here.
Here on this goddamn deck, I am in charge. I am the captain.
I don't give a fuck who you are. And come on.
Ulrich had a good question. Did the ship hear her?
Why do you think the ship is freaking the fuck out? Of course it heard her.
We
And
didn't
24
know it was
days.
awake or anything. What is going on?
The ship is alive.
But then the ship is guilty as well.
No.
No, I think the ship is a slave.
That would be more accurate.
You enslaved a living ship.
It's living wood, not a real living ship.
How do you control it?
Wait a minute. Well, first I rolled in 24 to intimidate the captain into calming the fuck down.
Oh, yeah, he kind of like, he gets big when he tells you he's the captain, and then you kind of like loom over him, and he kind of shrinks down a little bit.
And you were saying, Wild?
I asked him how he controlled the ship.
I'm going to roll history to see if I've heard of anything like this before.
All right.
And copy.
The captain's not answering your question, by the
Hello,
way.
copy.
He's just silent.
No,
Yeah, what's up? My bad.
We got a
Did you hear
natural
that part?
20 plus 5.
I
So,
rolled an intimidation on him. 24.
no, he's just let us know that the ship is a living wood.
And,
Copy. Can you tap into this creature?
Ulrich, with that nat 20, nice though.
Nice.
Total of 25.
It's like you're regurgitating a textbook. You're like, oh yes, living wood. It is cut from actual living trees from elven forests, and it does have thoughts. So technically, it is a slave.
Oh, word. I got something for this then.
As he's doing that, I also... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Since it's living wood, I'm going to cast plant growth on the ship. I'm going to cast it for the short-term duration.
And is that... Okay.
Yeah.
Give...
You want me to read you the spell, just so you know what it is again?
Yeah,
Give me a
if you can,
refresher?
I just need to hear, like, the actual wording of this one.
This spell channels vitality into plants within a specific area. There are two possible uses for this spell, granting either immediate or long-term benefits. If you cast this spell using one action, choose a point within range. All normal plants in a 100-foot radius centered on that point become thick and overgrown. A creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves. You can exclude one or more areas of any size within the spell's area from being affected. If you cast the spell over 8 hours, you enrich the land. All plants in a half a mile radius centered on that point within range become enriched for the duration. The plants yield twice the normal amount of food when harvested.
Okay, and as copy is this like a ritual spell? Do you have to prepare it, or is it instant?
No, it's not a ritual spell. It's a verbal and somatic spell, and the casting time is 1 action, and its range is its duration is instantaneous.
Fuck. Okay. Yep. All right. Captain does not see that one coming, but he did warn you. I just want to put that one out there.
Hey, warning me. I mean, he's don't really matter. He not really. I don't think anybody's listening to him, to be honest.
All right. So, are you casting plant growth?
Yeah, I said that. Yep.
Okie dokie, artichoke. Everyone, roll me dex staves. Because
Okay.
immediately the entire ship
Dex saves.
erupts in vines, branches, leaves, and becomes about 12 times heavier than it should be and begins to plummet out of the air.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus fuck. I'm at 4.
Yeah.
4 total.
Dex save D20 plus 8.
Ulrich, the ground disappears out from under you. You are suspended in air and you're just kind of falling after the ship.
Got a 12. Don't care.
Copy,
I'm gonna ride that bitch down.
you're doing a little bit better in the sense that you do have wings. You can't fly, but you're using them to kind of buff yourself.
I rolled a 10.
Oh dear.
13.
Gwynny, even though you are stout, your feet also leave the ground.
Okay, and my parents?
Let me roll for them.
Ulrich is falling, thinking, I think I'm going to have fried chicken for dinner.
And as he falls, a bowl of petunias passes him.
Oh God. Oh no! And none of you can hear it, but the bowl of petunias is thinking, not again.
I love dating with nerds who get the jokes.
So Felicia, wait, what did you roll?
Ulrich didn't say this. He just.
I don't hear you, baby.
Oh, Felicia.
Yes,
What-
I got 13.
Oh, okay. So yeah, your feet are off the ground. You're kind of like a little bit more able to maneuver yourself, like you're not going ass over tea kettle. But yeah, you're all not doing great, except Dilly. Oh, Dilly's feet are still on the ground, and if you'd like to, Dilly, you can grab an ankle or two to keep them with you.
I don't know if he can hear you.
Oh.
He can't hear anything. You're going to have to, if you're on your phone, you have to reset the phone. That's what it did to me yesterday.
And Gwynny, your father and your mother are both kind of. Your mom is actually just kind of like tumbling in the air, about like 4 or 5 feet above the deck floor.
I would like to try to grab their hands so that we're kind of like skydivers, where they do the the hand grab and yeah, that thing.
Okay, go ahead and let me see.
Athletics?
Yeah, give me an athletics. I'll roll for them too.
Okay.
Your mother got a nat 1, so you don't get her. But your dad, yeah. Even if you don't manage to grab onto him with your roll, he manages to grab onto you. But your mom is just kind of like, woo.
Okay, hey Dippy.
Yeah.
So I'm right by Copy.
Okay.
I would like to try to help him.
Okay, so yeah, if you want to, Copy's like his wings are out, his feet are off the ground. He's again like everyone is kind of like except for you about like 3-4 feet off the ground, but his wings are kind of giving him a little bit of lift and keeping him from going out of control. But if you want to grab him, go ahead and give.
Yeah.
You're right next to him, and
Sleight of hand?
you're solid. No, because you're you're actually on your feet, so you can just kind of grab him.
Okay.
I rolled
Yeah,
a 4, so I think I bloodied my father's nose.
Oh yeah, okay. So you reach to grab your dad, and you just like sail your fist right into his schnoz, and because you're all falling, the blood's kind of like flowing around his nose and into his eyes. And he's like, "It's okay, honey. It's okay." And he grabs your hand.
Can I try to get a rope out of my backpack?
You're only 500 feet above the ground. It's not going to take that long for you to fall.
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep. I was gonna try and throw the rope to other people to keep us all together somewhat.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, roll sleight of hand. If you beat a 10, you can do this before you all hit the ground.
Well, cross your fingers. I have no modifier in that. 2.
You somehow managed to tie yourself up. The rope is like wrapped around both of your arms, and like there's a loop around your ankle, and nothing made sense when you pulled this rope out. And you all hit the ground.
All right, so just so it's clear in my head, the ship is falling, and we are falling with the ship.
Yes.
All right.
So the ship impacts the ground first, and it creates a crater.
Okay.
That's rad.
I will
That's
give
awesome.
you. Hold on. I'm going to grab my phone, so use your big brains now before I turn the timer on. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to figure out how you're going to try and land.
So,
Okay.
hold on.
I
Does anybody?
don't see how I'm gonna survive.
No.
Yeah,
Hold on.
what?
Does anybody have feather fall?
No, not me.
And your 30 seconds starts now.
Question. Quick question. Will
Yeah.
absorb elements help with surviving?
No.
No. I'm restarting your 30 seconds. Plan.
Okay,
Go.
I'm going to grab the heaviest person who will get the most hurt, which will be Ulrich, by his ropes and Misty Step.
All right.
Where are
Who's
you?
next? What's the next decision? You got 15 seconds.
So
I'm gonna.
I've got you, Copy, and I also have
Okay.
slow fall and incredible dexterity.
I was gonna say for my other teammates, I was gonna cast Conjure Elemental and Conjure a Water Elemental, and then have them land on the inside of the Water Elemental when it hits the ground.
Okay, well, that takes care of Felicia and my parents.
All right.
I've got wings too.
Well, Felicia has wings.
There you go.
Okay, so, well, that takes care of the captain and my parents then, Copy.
Fuck the captain.
Copy captain. Oh my god.
The crew, we couldn't get everybody. We tried.
You know.
We got the captain, my parents, and all of us, and that's what we could do.
I'm gonna try to save the one dude that he's been kind of having a rough time. The one that was, yeah.
How? He's at the wheel. You are not close enough to him. Oh, you can fly though. If you want to try and okay, you can go ahead and fly and pick him up.
I'm gonna grab him underneath his arms.
Okay, give me a strength roll.
Not gonna go well. I'm walking back to my computer. Just regular strength, straight.
Straight strength.
Come on, baby.
Actually, you know what? No, that works. That works. You just barely managed to kind of lift his feet a few inches off the ground right as the ship impacts. And you guys are getting showered with like clumps of dirt and grass. It's like raining dust. Dilly, your knees hurt a little bit. I'm not going to say you take damage, but you're a little sore just from bracing, but you did manage to keep a hold of Copycat.
Okay. I mean, I was prepared to
Bucker,
take
you
that.
really. Sorry, baby. You need to lay off of the cheesecake, man.
I don't know what that is. He looks at you sadly.
Has Joel arrived yet to see this? Or
Yeah,
did he get,
as the dust sort of
did he get hit
settles,
by the ship?
the dust is settling. You guys are like brushing yourselves off, getting to your feet, kind of like checking, making sure no one's hurt. Gwynny, your parents and the captain are kind of like in this weird bubble of water, and they're like, I think we might be drowning.
I settle Ulrich down on the ground with the Misty Step, and I say, untangle yourself, and I go rescue
Yeah,
you.
like, so far from this, I've been blessed.
And I untangle my parents, or rescue my parents and the captain.
And they kind of fall to the ground, and they're like, well, to the deck. You're still on the ship technically, and they're like sputtering and they're wet, and the captain's like mopping his face, getting the water out of his eyes.
He's understanding.
Okay.
And as the dust settles, you see like that the bow of the ship is now level with the ground. Like the entire hull of the ship is underground now. And you just kind of see about 20 yards away Joel with his arms crossed, briefcase next to him on the ground, and he's just staring at this, shaking his head.
Okay. What does Ulrich need to do to untangle himself?
Give me Sleight of hand.
Oh, God damn it. Dex is my worst roll. I have absolutely no modifier.
You're the one who gave me the choice of whether or not you could do this.
15.
Okay, yes, you do manage to untangle. It takes like 5 minutes because you're so big, but you do manage to do so.
Ulrich is going to walk over to Copycat, look him dead in the eye, and ask him a question. Lad, do you happen to have the spell Commune with Plants?
No.
I suggest you look into it.
No, I think my way was actually really fun. You should try it. Maybe
Your way almost got us killed, you flippin' chicken.
It's alright, Bucko. It's not my fault you don't know how to ride and surf winds.
Oh my god.
I actually thought it was really fun.
Would.
I want to find.
Is this?
I am surrounded by lunatics. Idiots, a lot of me.
I want to find the captain.
He's kind of on his hands and knees on the deck, like coughing, and he was in water. He was in like a ball of water, and that freaked him out. He has a flying ship, not a sea vessel. So like being submerged in water without his consent was really upsetting to him.
Do you want some more water? My water elemental is probably just like right there. Hey, I think he needs a bath.
No, you damn bird.
This ship is still alive?
I need to check. And he kind of gets to his feet. He's a little shaky and he's very pale. And he starts heading towards his captain's quarters.
I'm going to follow him. Copy, please accompany me.
Of course.
And he goes in and he sits at his desk and he kind of pushes the ledger away and rolls and lifts the map off of the surface of the desk. And you see that the desk itself is made of the same wood as the ship, and it is built out from the floor. It's part of the ship. And he kind of just puts his palms flat on the desk surface and closes his eyes. And you can tell he's nodding every once in a while, his head shaking a little bit. He's talking to someone very silently. And he's just doing that. Like he's not. His eyes are closed. He's ignoring you guys. He's in a conversation with the ship.
Oh, I'm going to read the ship.
Oh.
I'm going to attempt to read
Well, if
the
you're
ship.
doing that, I gotta take the dog in.
Alright. Sure.
So, in game, Ulrich is getting off the ship. He is done with this. He's gonna wait on the
Alright. Ulrich is like stomping away,
Oh, you got to be
wrapping
kidding
his
me.
rope up.
Oh, my God. I'm going to have to start rolling somewhere else.
Oh no.
Wait, what did you roll? You rolled the insight?
How are you trying to read, like, are you putting your hand on the desk as well?
Yeah, just touching the ship.
Okay, so it's almost like your hand, like your psyche gets like a slap on the hand when you touch the ship. And you can feel, it's like, don't interrupt. Wait your turn.
Oh, all right.
And he's still just gonna be communing quietly with the ship while you're waiting. Oh jeez. Gwynny. Your parents,
Yes.
you helped them out of the water. They're kind of coughing, and your mom is definitely like vomiting up a little bit of blood. She swallowed a lot. Not blood, water, sorry. That was my brain goes weird places.
That's all right.
But Joel is kind of still standing there, and he says, this was not what I thought you meant when you said you needed my help.
Well, it really wasn't what we thought we meant either. Coffee did something kind of magical, and apparently the ship's alive, and we didn't know that, and the ship kind of fell out of the sky and decided to grow roots. It's now trying to root itself in the ground. It's a plant. We didn't know this.
Bit of advice, darling. When you get a new employee, you should probably ask him questions instead of whatever the fuck you did to him. Did you drown him?
No, the water was to save him. The falling, you know falling, right? The water kind of cushioned his fall.
Uh-huh.
I cushioned Ulrich's fall by means of kind of an ability. Dilly cushioned Coffee's fall, and Felicia flew.
Lovely. All right, so now all we have to worry about is the 400-ton victim who is currently buried.
Yes, I don't know what Coffee has in mind for that. He kind of made it living. I think the captain is talking to it. When the captain gets done talking to it, I think we're going to try to talk to it as well, and I know we're going to try to talk to the captain some more.
All right, well,
Right here,
here, password.
Password. When we get done with all this.
No, you said when I get here. I will not help unless you give me the password.
I will not give you the password unless you promise not to release Gloria until we're done.
Deal.
All
Did I
right.
hear any of this, or this? Are we separated?
You're still in the captain's quarters.
Okay.
The password is orphan.
Oh, how quaint.
Gotta ask the one a question.
All right, yeah, we'll switch back real quick. Captain's
He
quarters.
says, "Oh, how quaint."
Yeah.
I slap him as hard as I possibly can.
Fair. And he kind of rubs his jaw, like, that's fair. All right. Done. Get that out of your system.
I don't know that I will ever have that out of my system. You orphaned me deliberately, knowing my parents were alive.
Yeah, they still are. Oh, wow. All right.
You've been sending them pictures of me.
Ah. All right.
You see? I mean, I tell you that I found out one of your lies, and you lie to cover it up to my face.
Call it habit?
And then I tell you that I found you in that lie, and you say, "Oh, all right," like it's nothing. And you want me to trust you.
No, actually, not anymore. I don't care if you trust me or not.
Okay. At least we're on the same ground.
Lovely. And he kind of like gives her like a look like, anything else?
And she looks at him with just barely concealed rage, frustration, and pain, and he sees the look of a betrayed child on her face.
Oh, Lord. Let's clean up the mess. And he just kind of picks the briefcase up and walks past her.
All right. And I follow him back onto the ship.
And back in the captain's quarters, Copy, you said you wanted to ask the captain a question?
I wanted to try to make a nature check, maybe like pray to nature and see,
I'll just
see if nature could tell me what the desires of this living wood.
I would say go ahead and make the nature check, and then roll an insight as well.
What's Copy doing?
Talking to the captain.
Well, you're not touching the ship though, right?
No, I'm not touching the ship, no.
Okay.
Unless you want me to fly down into a crater. No, thank you.
While this is all going on, Ulrich is down on the ground with it sitting and just thinking, what the hell is going on with my life? There are like chickens, there's
What did
lions,
you just walk into?
What kind of bad house am I in? Also plotting murder himself. Fried chicken is definitely in the menu.
Oh, God.
Insight? What is my insight? 5.
Okay, 20 nature. Okay, so kind of along this, like you understand that this wood is from several different trees that are like their roots were connected. So it was kind of the same root system, same synapse system. It's like a hive mind of trees that have been turned into a ship.
That is unfortunate. Beautiful tree taken from its home to be carved and sanded down and used as a vessel.
And finally,
I truly am sorry.
the captain kind of like takes his hands off of the desk and like rubs them together and then wipes them off on his shirt. All right, can you reverse what you've done to the ship?
It should wear off in a couple of hours. And you're lucky I didn't cast it for long term, otherwise you would have had to wait a year.
I'm lucky. No,
Yeah,
you're lucky.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it? What would you have done?
I look at him. I look at the captain and I say, "You are lucky. You're alive."
You're lucky you're alive. How do none of you understand? The ship is alive. It wanted to kill you. I told you to get off, and you made it heavier. It would be, young Birdman, in your best interest to get off as quickly as possible.
I mean, it sounds to me like you just keep threatening people. Who are you to be threatening me?
I'm not threatening you. I'm warning ya.
Oh, yeah?
I'm tired
There's
of warning
a difference.
you, sir.
Oh, you know what? How about this? You want to ask me questions? I'll answer as many as I feel comfortable answering on the ground outside of the ship. And he like tries to walk past them and out onto the deck so he can get the fuck off the ship. And hopefully you will all follow him off the fucking ship.
Hey, Dilly, I think this ship is, how about we get off the ship and then I'll tell you. I don't want any...
I think the ship is a victim.
I think so, too. But,
I think maybe later, after it's had a chance to calm, we'll come back and talk to it.
I think that's a good idea. Copy.
Yes.
You know your area inside the tree?
Yep.
What if we were able to turn the ship back into a tree and plant it in your area.
I wouldn't mind that.
Or maybe,
I think-
As much. It could help
Maybe
the ecosystem.
or maybe the ship could just reside there and be free.
That too. I guess it really depends on what the ship wants.
Why don't we come back and find out what the ship wants? And for now, let's take the captain and his mate and my parents and go back to the circus. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
All right, Joel, are you going to come back to the circus with us?
No. Why would I?
Well, we're kind of trying to figure out what to do with the ship now that it's crashed. We think that we might be able to put it in Copy's area inside the tree.
That sounds like a very managerial position that you'll find yourselves in.
I see.
He
Oh,
smirks because he has zero ties to this now.
You'll be accompanying us.
No, Dilly. I
Sure you will.
don't think I
Good.
will.
Like it or not, you are tied to this, even now.
I'm
Is Ulrich
tied.
close by?
Indeed.
Ulrich, what was
Also-
that?
Is Ulrich close by to this?
Oh yeah, you're kind of like, if you're still sitting on the ground, it's like they're kind of just like milling around like near you.
Okay. I've held my tongue long enough. I think I'd like to know exactly what the fuck is going on.
And I look at him and I say, you have a right to know. He's a slaver, and I point to the captain.
Was
He bought
previously.
slaves.
Oh god.
He bought slaves, and I point to Joel.
Didn't actually spend money.
And over us all, controlling everything, there's two magic users that organized all of this nonsense. Murdered children, made slaves of children, created a circus where people's disabilities and problems are exploited, and they are tied to the circus. They cannot leave or they die, which makes them slaves. And then there's us, who are inheritors to all of this and bound to it. We don't have a choice. We can't get away. We have to maintain it. We have to keep it going, whether we want to or not.
Quinn, that was
I'm gonna roll insight check real quick. Ulrich is thinking. Ulrich's got Joel think. You just hush. Nobody talk. I'm trying to think.
I love you.
Joel looks slightly impressed.
Elephant Man
Okay.
has a lot of
You got a
balls.
10 on insight. So it's not gonna be a big revelation. But Ulrich is gonna look at everyone. One last question comes to mind. What is the end goal of this whole situation?
To free ourselves.
Not your end goal. Your end goal is admirable. I'm talking about the end goal of Mr. A and Mr. H fellow.
That is a very good question. Why did you answer that, Joel?
What is their goal?
Am I don't have to be quiet anymore.
Well, yes, I asked you. I needed you to be quiet so I could think here. But I would appreciate the answer to that question.
I don't know the answer to that question.
You've played all of these years in their infernal game and you don't know what their motivation is?
You've gone how many days incredibly angry because you were thrust into a game that you didn't want to play, didn't know the rules to, and don't understand how to win. Yes, Gwynny, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Ulrich just
Often before I was this. Remember that. Just try to wrap your beautiful bearded little head around that one. I was on the ship at one point. This
I
is not-
understand that.
Then don't.
I don't think you fought long enough or hard enough.
I don't
Can
know
Ulrich
how to
roll
win,
another
and I
insight?
don't know the end goal.
Can Ulrich roll another insight real quick?
Go for it.
15?
He's telling the truth. It's hard. It's sometimes hard to tell with Joel, but as far as
Revelation,
it's hard to tell with Joel most times. But as far as you can tell, he's telling his version of the truth. He truly does not think he knows what the end goal is.
I think Ulrich is starting to come to a revelation that Joel, Winnie, Dilly, and whoever else is in there, you all are not players. You're pieces on the board.
Yes, that's very true.
A and H are the players.
It is a chessboard,
Yes.
and we are.
This whole manager thing, you've just been promoted from pawns to kings.
Precisely. Oh, he is quick.
Okay, so there has to be a prize at the end of this mess.
Oh, yes,
What's
yes. Living is the general prize.
That's your prize. That's all of your prizes. What's Mr. A and Mr. H's prize?
You know, I never thought to ask. Of course I asked. I don't fucking know.
Well, what do we know about this whole route?
I, grew up.
I mean, not just
in
the
a
circus.
I grew up in
The
a
White
room with Mr. A, and then he brought me to a circus, and then I lived there until just now, actually. So I don't know.
I mean,
There's an orphanage.
I know that there's the circus here in the far-off White City, and from my research, there's supposed to be some kind of tower.
Well, there's the tower, and I point at it.
Ah, yes.
Has anyone ever left it?
We've not left the circus. This is our first time out of the circus since we were since I was 1 year old and since Dilly was about 5.
Mr. Joel,
Yes.
do you know who the Dark Lord of this domain is?
No.
Don't meta.
I'm not meta. This is stuff I'll research before coming here. He knows this.
Oh,
Joel, honestly, his entire life has been magic, circus. He was an orphan. He got adopted by Mr. A. He has been told nothing outside of, what his purpose is, and you're supposed to be doing magic. You make the circus do better every time.
I think I have an idea. If we find some way to get either Mr. A or Mr. H back here, can you guys hold the temper long enough for me to ask these questions? Either or, really.
I don't personally see him staying
Billy's just
long.
gonna roll his eyes like new guy. We already asked him that.
I don't think you asked the right questions. You
Listen,
asked the
Philip,
questions
fan.
pertaining to you personally.
No, you don't know what I asked. You weren't there. You don't know what I've been through. And you're
You're right.
interrupting
I
me
wasn't
again, sir.
I wasn't there.
You are new here.
Yes, I am.
All right. Good
Just
day.
one
Good day.
one leadership advice. Bit of that for you. New guy, right? Yeah. Could
Yes.
be useful. You two are, in charge now. Maybe work on customer service, employee relations, that kind of thing.
Maybe. I don't care how this shit show is run anymore.
Well, you should. It is your shit show now.
Right. All I have to do is live. No problem.
That's actually not all you have to do.
I don't care anymore, Joel. I didn't ask for this.
Joel?
Nobody did they?
Joel?
Indeed.
But the way the rules work.
Where are the rules?
Oh, there's not a book, if that's what you're asking. It's mostly, like inside the bloodstream, I guess you could say.
Right. And I'll play my game. You play yours.
Oh, I'm done playing. I'm leaving now. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
And he's going to set the briefcase down and say, orphans. And it's going to pop open, and guess who walks out? Your favorite bitch. It's Gloria. She can't talk, though.
Can I ask one last question before you leave, Mr. Joel? Just one.
Oh, fine. What? You're going to ask anyway. And he's, like, very gently, like, untying her hands.
Do you have any contact with the White City at all? Have you in the past? Not right now, in the past.
Oh, he has contact with the orphanage.
Oh, yes. We've had a long-standing deal with the orphanage.
I see. Thank you.
I suppose
Gwynny.
you're welcome.
You have a good day, then.
Gwynny,
Yes,
how quickly can you change the password?
instantly, but I can't use the lock until tomorrow.
Oh. Copy.
Today, remember?
Hello? Yes, my name?
You have that funny little spell available. You know, the little one.
Yeah, I do. Why?
And I'm just going to look at Joel and Gloria.
And you see that they're not paying attention to you anymore. Like, Gloria still can't talk, but they're not in the
I'm going to look for...
and they are
Let's
like
put...
they're lost in each other right now. They're like 10 inches away from making out.
I'm just going to hope that they don't notice me, and I'm going to rush them and try to stuff them both in a suitcase and hope that my friends help me.
Everybody roll strength, whoever wants to help.
Oh, definitely help me.
And yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I think technically this would be athletics.
If you want to, okay, you know what? You go ahead and roll athletics just to see if you're able to catch the drop on them and like at least get them off balance. And if you're able to, then everyone can roll strength.
You know what I can do for you though, Dippy?
17.
You know what I can do for Mr. Kitty? I could cast Enhance Ability on him.
You know, Ulrich is not going to help. He's just off to the side trying to think. He doesn't see Dilly trying to do this.
Yeah, I'm not helping either. I'm kind of off trying to, I'm trying to cut the anchor for the ship so that she could escape.
Oh my god.
I love it.
All right.
What's enhance ability?
Enhance Ability is,
He
I'm
can give
gonna...
you a advantage on one ability.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you the bull strength, so you have advantage on strength checks, and your carrying capacity doubled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with the 17 athletics, and both of them rolled under 15 in terms of perception, you got the drop on them.
Okay.
Like, Joel has his arms wrapped around Gloria, and you just kind of tip them over. And they start, like, it's a briefcase, it's open on the ground, and it's almost like, you know, I guess the best way to put it is like fucking Newt Scamander. Like, it's an open hole in the ground that has stairs going down, essentially.
Great.
And they are tipping.
And I'm going to push them.
Okay. And like,
Here's where I'll use my
let's go with
strength
strength.
at advantage.
Yup.
Ooh, 17.
Okay. Is anyone helping?
I am.
Oh, did I miss those rolls? No.
No, I just need to make them. What am I making? Am I making acrobatics or strength?
No, it's just strength.
Okay.
I would help you with strength, but my strength is garbage, so...
It's okay.
Okay, so strength check. Move up.
And I gotta do math.
4.
Oh,
Beautiful 4.
okay.
It's all right. It's not too late.
I mean, I feel like with 4, I might end up in the briefcase.
Well, no. This is a combined strength check at this point. So you, Copy. Did you roll?
No.
At least roll.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll, because right now you can still you might be able to pull this one off, guys. Come on.
You want me to roll my strength? Wow, okay. Baseline strength check, right?
Just yeah, straight strength check.
Roll.
Drum roll. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh
I told you
damn!
my strength was garbage.
Wow.
It's okay.
He got a 0 in total.
Wow. Okay, that's a first for me at least.
All Polly's feel with her old character all the time.
Unfortunately, you did need a 25 to get him in. You got 21 plus 0.
All right.
So they like stumble, but Joel manages to kind of like throw Gloria like over the briefcase as he like kind of does like a lunge over it to keep from getting shoved in, and then he kicks the lid closed really quickly and looks at you like, "Oh, fuck you."
I'm gonna snatch the briefcase.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the two of us grab the briefcase.
Okay, yeah, you have the briefcase, and Joel has like Gloria kind of like pushed behind him. He's like shielding her from you guys, and they're both kind of like backing away from you now.
Yes.
Wow,
Holding the briefcase in my hand, I changed the password.
I'm just gonna kind of
That's a
stalk back
free
and
action
forth.
I can do anytime.
Ooh, Dilly wants to kill him. But
Yeah, free action I can do anytime I change the password.
I'm gonna ask Joel because I know Dippy hates, dating herself apparently. But I'm gonna ask her: are you guys dating now? Yeah. You guys having fun now? Finally.
What are you even talking about?
Remember the date night? I guess it worked, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. We're gonna go though.
It must be fun now that she can't talk.
Oh, that part's lovely. Yes, thank you. But goodbye. and they're gonna try to leave without having to talk to you people anymore.
You can never escape.
Tilly,
yes.
can we just let them go? I don't feel like dealing with them anymore.
Indeed. They would already be dead.
Yeah, let's just Joel,
It would be too easy, it seems. All these years we were intimidated by those two.
I don't think you're going to get very far, Joel, but I wish you luck.
Much appreciated, Grinny. I have a feeling you two are going to go incredibly far. Good luck.
Where's the captain at this time?
He's kind of standing like off to the side of the ship, like he's not on it, but he's kind of inspecting it. He's looking at the branches, and he looks very, very upset.
Ulrich's gonna go talk to the captain real quick.
And as you approach, he's just kind of grumbling under his breath, like, "Oh, stupid! Made it fall out of the damn sky."
Yeah, that wasn't exactly an inspired move on his part.
Does he have inspired moves? He is a bird.
No, I've met plenty of smart birds. Plenty of intelligent fellows like that. But that's not really what I want to talk about.
Oh, fine, get it out with, get it over with. I need to take down.
You mentioned you had contracts with Mr. A and Mr. H, right?
Aye.
Legal contracts on paper?
There is something written on paper, yes.
I'm just trying to establish a paper trail. That's one.
Oh, like that kind of paper trail. Like you're trying
Yes.
to find them.
Somewhat like that, or what they want.
What they want, as far as I have been able to gather, is to be left alone to their own devices.
I
They don't really have that privilege now, do they? I come up behind already.
don't
Oh God, you're so small.
think that's it. A game this elaborate and with them so powerful? No, they have an end goal. They have a prize. And I think if
Maybe they're trying to date each other, but it's like they're in that little stage of, oh, fuck you, no, fuck you, and then eventually the prize is a kiss. I don't fucking know, lad.
I had a feeling you didn't know. I don't think you're high enough in their hierarchy to be told that. I'm just trying to figure out where
You don't need to be rude about it.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry.
I'm quite high in the hierarchy, thank you very much.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yes.
really?
They contracted me, my ship. I do whatever the leaders of the game currently want the ship to do. That's very important.
Do they send you orders in person or through a middleman?
Meta. That would be Gwynny and Dilly now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, Ulrich, my dear friend.
I'm listening.
Yes, that would be me.
Like I said,
No.
if you're
I
new
think that in a
management,
normal situation it would be you, but things have been changed so much.
I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand. Winnie and I are in charge of this shit show now.
Yes, you're in charge of the night circus. You're the big pieces on the board.
which means they
That's
currently
recent, yes.
decide what my ship does for the circus.
But you're recently in charge of the circus, right?
Oh, very recently.
Very
Excuse
very
me.
recently. Aye.
I'm trying to look into the past rounds, as it were.
What?
How it was done before the change of management.
This is the first change of management.
Is the circus your only client?
Currently, no.
Who are your other clients?
That's personal business that I'm allowed to conduct on my own when I'm not making deliveries here.
It is personal business, but if it has to do with slaves,
No.
slaving?
You keep calling me a slaver, which for a very brief period of time, I was. That was not what I always did. It's not what I plan on doing again, and thank heavens you've told me not to do it anymore. Can we get off the slaving bit?
So,
Not really, no. It wasn't
Wait
for
a
a
minute.
brief time. I
Wait
fell
a
off your
minute.
ship 20 years ago. I was enslaved for 20 years. So no, it's not a brief time. No, you don't get off scot-free. No, we don't leave the subject.
we may have to set the subject aside because
20
I think
years,
that's
you
only a
said.
single.
20 years.
Huh. Time flies.
It does. And that makes you a slaver for at least 20 years.
At least, aye. Definitely before that, though.
I.
So, how do you say that it is a brief thing?
Brief in the sense that, how do I put this? You've lived in the circus, right? You definitely grew up there. You understand that aging is a bit different when you're connected to the game.
Oh, you're connected to the game. I see. You're also one of those. Oh, Lord. He's a slave too, Dilly.
Welcome to management, children.
Indeed.
That does mean that we own the boat. If he's a slave to the circus, then we own the circus. He's our employee.
I am indeed, which I've been trying to tell you. You don't need to
No,
yell at me or
you've
hurt
been
me
difficult.
or break
Oh,
my
you
arm.
said over and over that you own the boat. You technically do not.
Technically do own the boat. You just own my services with the boat.
And we technically own you.
I don't want to talk about paperwork with you anymore. You clearly don't understand.
No, clearly
Well, no,
not.
we're trying to understand. We were kind of thrown into this abruptly, is the best word for it, I think. We were thrown into this abruptly, and we are trying to understand.
What would you do?
It's paperwork with me.
Oh, Felicia, what were you saying?
What would you do if they granted you freedom?
I would preferably take my ship and sail off into the sunset with a Mai Tai and a lovely lady by my side.
And if we gave you enough money that you didn't have to work,
I would leave.
would you retire the ship? Would you free the ship?
You would leave the ship.
I can't free the ship.
Why can't you?
She's mine. I own her. She was given to me. That was part of the contract. But I...
We would ask that you could give
Mr.
her...
A and Mr. H gave you the ship?
Yes.
So that means that she does belong to the game, not to you.
No, they gave her to me. I
Well,
have
they
Which means
gave
you
her
could
custody.
give her away, yes?
I think we...
I could sign her over, technically, but she wouldn't be free.
Right. That's fine.
You want me to sign her over to stay on the ground when she's meant to fly? Have you spoken
No.
with her?
We are
Or
going to
am
set
I
her
the
free.
only one in this group, right here, right now, who's actually had a
No.
conversation with the ship within the past 25 minutes?
How about this then, sir? You ask her if she would like her own skies to fly around as free as she wishes. Because we can provide that.
Alright. Will you be giving me enough money to replace my ship?
I can do that
If
for
you're
you.
gonna, not if you're going to ever do slaves again.
Have you been here the whole time that I've been talking? Have you not been listening?
Look, it don't matter what you're doing and what you say. It's two totally separate things. What you need to do is fucking, own up to your bullshit and fucking just promise not to do slaving no more.
I've owned it, I've said I've done it, I'm not going to do it again unless you hire me to do it.
No, you take no contracts for slavery. Or anything else nefarious.
I could compensate you in terms of raw materials.
No. Are you going to build the ship then?
We will pay you out.
I can do that. I could probably make a much better ship, in fact.
Alright. I could sign her over to you. However, I should mention the changing of company property between hands does not go unnoticed.
Oh, we don't really
Talking
care
about
about
Mr.
being noticed by Mr. A and Mr. H. As we said, we thrashed Mr. A soundly, and Mr. H ran to get away from us.
I generally don't... I believe that you think you might have thrashed him, but it's... This was, what, before or after the management change?
Was
This is
kind of
right
during.
after it.
Kind of
yeah.
during. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, sure, yeah, of course you totally thrashed him. Absolutely, yeah.
I actually have another idea. I think we'll retain you for a bit, if that's serviceable to you, or as an advisor, a consultant.
A consultant.
You can build your own ship
And consult until it's done.
and consult until it's done.
Alright, I could
Are you offering him room and board until he builds his own ship?
Indeed, but maybe even you too.
Well, I don't know much about shipbuilding. It's not really my forte.
No one asked you if you knew about ships.
Okay.
I think he was
Ken?
talking about room and board, lad. You can stay at the circus. Did I interpret that right, big cat man?
Yes.
I wouldn't say look at that much. I really like to know what the hell I'm getting into.
If you get a chance to, but I mean, you're already here, so I mean, you're already ankle deep in the shit.
You're awfully nosy.
Did you just make a trunk joke?
I think it was. Now another thing, real quick, that I want to bring up is Miss Dilly and Mr. Kitty. Can y'all make a tent around the ship, and then make it an endless sky so she never has to land?
Well,
I think we can do that, yes.
we probably could. Or Copy has that vast area in the tree. I think we should try to commune with the tree.
I have a new second floor that I have to work on.
All right.
Yeah.
The captain's gonna kind of nod. All right. You can go into the captain's quarters. Just do what I did. It's kind of a sounding board. That's how she hears.
Who would like the honors?
Okay.
Who would like the honors of talking to a ship that just crashed into the ground and is probably pissed off? Yes, talk amongst yourselves. Figure that one the fuck out.
I'm not afraid. We want to make the ship happy.
I think the ship might be mad at Copy.
Probably perfect then.
Stop talking. Oh, sorry. Habit of mine.
Copy. Would you like to try?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm cool with that.
Can I go with him?
Yeah, we can all probably go.
Yeah, I mean, the room's big enough for you all to fit.
Oh, then let's all go.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right. So, Copy. The map is still rolled up, so that expanse of desk wood that kind of just grows out of the deck is still in the middle of the room. You can do what you will.
While they're doing that, Ulrich is going to sit over to the side and start making notes about what the heck's been going on so forth.
Dear diary, these people are fucking nuts.
Less diary and more... Do we have a calendar in this game?
No. Time is one of the things that doesn't really make sense in this game.
Okay. June...
But your
5th,
person would, whatever date you make up.
I have stumbled upon a massive shit show.
Okay, well, we leave you making your diary entry and go and follow Copy into the journal entry and follow Copy into the ship's cabin.
Yeah.
All right, Copy. How are you approaching this?
Well, since I am trying to grow a forest and I spend most of my time in the forest, I'm just gonna admire how well the wood looks after planting plant growth on it, because it should enrich it regardless of what it is. Trying to see if it looks better or not. I'm just gonna rub my feathers across it, say, this is a beautiful, beautiful ship. I wonder what it looked like before this. And he wants to ask the ship, were you one of those? Oh, I can only imagine. Maybe I have huge trees in my forest. So were you like colossal sized or like gigantic?
Does an 18 hit?
An 18. Let me see. Yes, it does.
Okay. You take 3 damage as you put your feathers on the wood, and you feel that your feathers are like kind of disintegrating at the tips. Like this tree is fucking pissed at you.
Okay, this tree is now is a sentient being, correct? We're going to have this discussion after all.
Yes, it is not sentient in the overall sense of like it can have a conversation with words, but it can kind of like how Dilly reads things, it can give things.
Okay.
That's not very nice.
I would like to scry on it.
Let's go.
So I am firsthand. It has a 0 modifier to its save, and it must make a Wisdom of 17 save.
Alrighty. 12 plus 2, 14. Nope.
I want to know. I want to know if it has any desires, if it has any needs, and if there's anything we can do to help it.
You get the very distinct sense that it wants to fly. That is all it wants to do forever.
And I'm going to say we can help you fly again. Will you come with us?
And even though it's pretty muffled now because the ship is mostly buried up to the deck, you can hear the creaking, and it doesn't sound as shattering. It's almost like a happy grumble.
Okay, I think it will come with us now. If we can get it out of the ground, I think it will come with us, and it will go in your forest copy.
I actually have a job for it, because I've been trying to figure out the whole day and night cycle thing. So maybe if I cast a bright enough light on the ship, it could fly for most of the day, and most of the night it would switch between the two floors. So one floor would be day, one floor would be night, and vice versa. So
it would be a sun ship. Would you like to be a sun ship? I asked the ship if it would like to be a sun ship.
The sun ship.
The creaking is less happy grumble. And
okay,
more like shrieking, creaking wood.
It might not want to be a sun ship. I think sun ship means a little too close to fire, and it would probably be that would probably bother it. Maybe it's just a flying ship.
Or if now hold on, maybe not a sun ship, but what about a moon ship? I don't have a moon in the sky yet.
Oh, that is nice. How about a moon ship instead of a sun ship?
The ground starts to vibrate as the ship tries its very best and fails to get itself out of its hole and take off. It is trying to get as far away from you guys as possible right now.
Would you let me do meld into stone? And what I'm going to try to do is get underneath the ship and try to find the areas where it's super stuck and just kind of like move the stone away from it.
Well, it's not so much that it's stuck in the ground, it's that it's because of Copy's spell, it's too heavy to take off. He caused plant growth all over it. Like so now it's a ship that looks like it's sprouting tree branches and like leaves and all sorts of
and in the ground starts sprouting roots.
Yeah, it's starting to root.
Yeah.
It's temporary. It's temporary, though.
It's temporary, but the tree doesn't know that.
Well,
It thinks you guys just grounded it and are trying to put it into a new slavery position.
We will free you, tree. We will free you. You can either keep doing the bidding of an owner, or you can be completely free in a sky we can take you to. It is your choice.
It tries again, and you can see it kind of like it's
Right.
almost
Can
like
I roll
tilting back
persuasion?
and forth, trying to loosen the soil around it. Like, I just want to fly.
Yeah, alright, cool. Can I roll a persuasion? I'm gonna start off like this. Look, my spell isn't gonna last that long. Soon you're gonna be able to fly off and do whatever you want. But I wanna ask you if you wanna join us. That way nobody will ever use you and steer you and whatever, you can steer yourself. You can be yourself. Can I roll a persuasion for that?
Go for it.
Okay. Persuasion. +7. Roll d20 +7. That's a 23 persuasion check.
The ship goes still. No more creaking. And to a degree, like you can kind of see like the branches are kind of shaken a little, like the leaves are like rustling. It's pleased with this.
Then it's settled. We move the ship to my floors, and as soon as the branches come off, the ship can fly as free as it wishes in the skies above my forests. My forests, I mean.
How do we move it?
I was actually going to ask, what size ship is this? Is it a large? Is it a medium? What is it?
It is a large ship.
All right.
It needs a crew to operate. I mean, it can operate on its own, but like if you guys free it, it can do it by itself. But if you don't free it, it needs a crew to operate.
Were there any survivors other than us on that?
Yeah, the first mate.
No problem. Yeah, that's right.
Felicia saved the first mate, and as you're kind of like wondering, like, I wonder how many survivors there were. You kind of are looking over at the ship, and you see the first mate.
Broken bodies.
And there's broken bodies everywhere, and he's looking around at them, and this guy, the kid's like 12. Which is why he could only steer the ship in one fucking direction. He's not smart, he can't read, and he looks totally broken. He's like, my friends. All of my friends are
It'll be okay,
dead.
Bucko.
Dilly.
Killed all of my friends.
Yes.
Dilly. They were children. The ship's crew were older children.
All right. I don't know what to say.
You killed my friends.
We're as guilty as Joel and Gloria.
No, we are not. We didn't know that. I feel bad-ish, but...
You didn't ask. You didn't even ask. You just killed my friends.
We did not have time to ask. The spell took effect too quickly.
He's
saved
got like
you.
snot coming out of his nose.
We saved you. We saved as many as we could save.
I think that makes us just as bad as Captain at the moment. So maybe we're going to have to start being better people this way.
Wait, the captain's alive? He's alive?
Well, it's
Sort of.
And the captain like kind of lumbers out of the captain's quarters. He's like, "Aye, boy, I'm alive." And the kid flies over and like just jumps into this man's arms. You can see that, slaver or not, the kids on his crew were well taken care of, and they love him for it.
Can I try to remember something about this captain again?
Yes, please.
I think that means that we're going to end up having to, just make sure that we're better people.
Oh, without a doubt. You're absolutely right, Felicia. And Gwendy is just the realization that they are now just as responsible for the death of children as Joel and Gloria are is devastating to Gwendy, and she just sits down.
Oh, Dilly.
Like, Ulrich noticed any of the bodies outside while they're doing this?
Oh, they're hard to miss. You all see the bodies. They're all in like white tunics, white cotton pants, like soft rope as belts, like, and they're all around, between the ages of like 12 and 14. There's about 7 of them who are dead.
Ulrich's gonna try and start gathering up the bodies.
Oh.
Get them out of the wreckage, get them laid out.
Gwendy starts to help them.
Okay, and as you guys are carrying the very broken bodies of these children, Dilly, with a nat 1, it's not that you recognize him per se, but you recognize the action that's happening that you're watching of this child running into his arms, and something triggers like, I've done that before. But that's all you get. You don't get a flashback. You don't get any kind of, like, it's almost like deja vu.
Dilly?
Are you okay? He's in the middle of something real quick. Miss Gwenny, are you okay?
These children. We have to at least get them buried. We can't leave them like this.
Real quick question. Ain't you able to, like, maybe save their souls or something?
Oh, darling, I am not a cleric. I'm just a fortune teller. I can't save a soul. I can't even put a soul in a button like Dilly can.
Do you think maybe we could... Do you think that maybe we could... Oh, shit, no, that would make them fucking... That would be slavery.
Yeah, no, we should not do that. We should bury their bodies and try to get their names and mourn them.
I might have a way. Probably gonna be fucked up, but
we got a mausoleum.
Yeah, I might have a way. I mean, they won't be themselves. They will be defenders of the trees. However, I'm gonna need all of their hearts, physical hearts.
Couldn't you do the same thing without the hearts outside of their body? Like, can't we just, plant a seed in them and, like, maybe grow them from that?
No, I have to put their heart in I have to put their hearts in in hollowed trees, and then I have to wait a couple of months.
Is Ulrich hearing any of this?
How close are you? Are you just... You're writing in your journal. Roll me perception.
I was writing in my journal, noticed all the bodies, and maybe I
and you're moving them. So go ahead and roll me perception since you're kind of going back and forth.
Okay, hold on.
If all else fails, we do have that mausoleum that I built in Gloria's room. I mean, I was doing it for Mama.
Well, I think we should definitely take them there. After all, your mother's as much a victim of this as anybody else.
I like the idea of them being, having a second life in a tree too, though. That's fucking cool.
21?
Oh yeah, you're hearing all of this.
I'm gonna look at them and say, we're close to a city, right?
It's right there, and I point to it.
There should be a cleric or something there, right?
I don't know. We've never gone into it.
Well, that may be a good idea to look for that. Just get a cleric to do a consecration of the bodies and just let the kid rest in peace. Instead of making them guardians of the forest, just let them rest.
Well, I thought, what's more pure in terms of nature? It's probably a child's heart, since they didn't really get to live for that long. Well, they could explore
pulling
the
a
wonders
kid's
of what
heart
nature
out of
can
a
do.
body to turn it into a servant or something? No.
No, no. They won't be a
It's not
servant.
a
No,
servant.
they inhabit the tree. They just become part of. They live again in the trees.
And
It's a way for
guard
them,
it?
It's a way for them to live.
Yeah. Well, guarded means that they would be able to live and serve nature in their second life. And it has nothing to do with slavery.
When you bury a body, the body lives again through the worms and the bugs and this. When he puts the heart in the tree, the spirit and the body lives again in the tree.
Oh, okay. It's just.
I know it's not your way, but it is a good way.
Mr. Ulrich,
I don't
this
know
ain't,
anymore.
I promise this won't be the weirdest thing you hear.
Oh yeah, no, this is by far not the weirdest thing you hear.
And
What's it?
do we have Dilly back?
Yes.
Okay. So you did you didn't recognize the captain, but again you recognized the action of the kid jumping into the captain's arms, and somewhere in the back of your head it feels like deja vu of like I feel like I've done that before.
Is there something I can roll to
Go ahead and give me insight.
deeper than that?
I mean, okay, so here you have two options. You can either roll insight right now, or you can try to touch him,
Or talk to him?
or talk to. Yeah, I mean that too. Are you gonna be nice? That's the question, really. Because at this
What kind
point,
of mood is Dilly in?
like Dilly has succeeded so high on his intimidation roll that this guy is 110% convinced that like every time he approaches him, he might kill him.
You are. Kind of shy.
And it's up to like
I am going to approach him.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. As you approach him, he's hugging the kid, and the kid's like crying, but very happy that his pseudo dad is alive. And the captain sets him down and ruffles his hair and pats him on the back, and is like, there's a good lad. My first mate, my little matey. And the kid's like crying, but he's smiling, and they're just they're just chumming it. And when he sees you approach, he kind of goes a little pale and tells the kid like, "Oh, go on now, lad. Go help lay your friends." And he straightens and looks at you.
You were here 20 years ago.
I was here before that as well, but yes.
Yes. You see, I don't remember a lot.
Well,
And I feel like I should kill you
that would
just
be
for being
unfortunate.
Shut your mouth, please.
All right. And he shrinks, it curls into himself like a turtle.
You were kind to the boy. But I want to remember if you were kind to me.
I mean, yes.
You said you did not remember me.
I said a lot of things, didn't I?
Yes. There's a way to truth for me.
Oh.
To be at ease with your existence.
Oh, you're like your mother, aren't you?
What do you mean?
And he just holds his hand out.
Ah. My mother could do this. I'll look at him in the eye.
Why do you think I had a woman as a co-captain? She was the best when it came to negotiations. A quick
I don't
handshake
know.
told us all we needed to know.
Yeah, well, she killed my father and threw me off the ship.
Aye. So, do you want the truth or not? And his hand's still out.
Indeed, and I will grasp it.
What's that?
Insight!
Oh, I'm so angry.
Do it
17,
with
though.
do it with advantage.
I did.
Okay. It's
17's not bad.
no, it's not bad. It's just that his memory isn't like, it's not necessarily chronological because of how long he's been on the ship. So you get a lot of like, you see him a little bit younger prior to getting the contract, and he's, sailing the 7 air seas, whatever those are called, and he's just having the time of his life, and he's fucking all the bitches. And then you see him shaking hands first with Mr. A and then with Mr. H, and somewhere in there, as they're shaking hands, you can see it's like the veins from Mr. A and Mr. H go black and transfer something into his veins, and his go black for a brief moment. And you get a sense that's the contract. And then you kind of fast forward a little bit, and you see him and your mother doing the nasty a couple times. And then you see her pregnant, and they're clearly not on good terms for whatever reason. You're not really sure why. But then you see her dragging you, kicking and screaming, onto the boat. And he very prudently, very quietly just kind of gathers you up in his arms and takes you to his cabin and just rocks you to sleep. And then he pulls his hand out of yours and says, "All right, enough."
I see you're a victim as well.
Oh, of your mother, yes. Yeah,
Of
she was a
Mr.
right
A.
bitch.
And Mr. H.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, I told you that. They're my...
But it's deeper than that.
I
You didn't even know.
I knew eventually.
You didn't know then.
I didn't
You're
ask the
fat
right
now,
questions.
You're fat now, too.
That's rude.
You'll get to know me.
Oh, I knew your mother. I assumed you probably weren't too far off.
I'm nothing like my mother.
You'd be surprised.
And if you were anything like her, you would be dead.
Fair. I mean, I liked her. We had fun. She's a little bit too intense.
I don't have that problem.
You're too intense, really.
I'm gonna just grab his hand and put it on my crotch.
Oh no! And he pulls his hand away really quick. He's like, lad.
Yes, I don't have any distractions.
I would like to file a sexual harassment lawsuit against my employer.
It's
You go
not
ahead and do
sexual
that.
harassment if your employer has no sex. When he pops up from across the corridor.
Oh, back
Well,
to
you-
technicalities, are we? I see.
Well, as soon as we get to the office, you can contact human resources.
That would be me.
That's me. Or that's Tisha.
Oh my god. And as you guys are like having this weird conversation and weird touch fest, you hear kind of off in the distance, "Queenie! Oh my god, Queenie! Dilly!" And you see Bitsy running as fast as she can. It's more like a waddle, really. But it's a quick waddle. And she's gaining on you, and she's coming up, and she's crying, and she's like, "Oh my God, I saw the ship. I saw it come down, and I thought, oh no, my babies."
It's okay, Bitsy. We're all right.
We're fine.
We're all okay.
Dippy, have you figured out how to eat yet?
Oh no, I choked this morning. I think I should be on a liquid diet for a little while.
I think you should probably be on liquid diet. Have you figured out a bathroom yet?
Come out of it.
What?
You,
Do I have to do that?
Yes, you have to do that, darling.
yeah, but she's already done it. You need to do it in the laboratory, Bitsy.
I thought it was.
You're like us now. Remember, changing diapers and things.
Oh, what happened to the boat?
It fell out of the sky.
Oh, Copy is amazing, is what happened to the boat.
Oh, hello, Copy. It's good to see you again. And you, Miss Felicia.
It's all right.
Who's your new friend?
Oh, this is Ulrich. He's gonna be staying with us for a while, so we need to make him a big old place.
And yes, he's very nosy.
But
He also likes to fly.
That is incredibly.
Nosy is my business. I'm an archaeologist.
And he asks really good questions. We got a lot more answers with him.
Yes, he's an archaeologist.
I don't
He
understand.
also likes to fly. A lot.
I feel like I missed a lot, and I don't need you to tell me the whole story. I do need you to come back to the circus with me. We're having a bit of a meltdown.
Right.
Okay. Tilly, can you and Copy take care of getting the ship to the circus? I'll go back with Miss Bitsy.
And yes, we decided what to do with all the bodies.
Bodies?
We're gonna take them put them on the deck. We're gonna take them to the tree, and Copy's gonna put them in the trees.
Oh my goodness.
The bodies of the crew that Poppy decided to have cast plant growth on the ship. And it caused it to fall out of the sky.
It was a little accident with a little bit of collateral damage.
Oh.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna put their hearts in the trees in Copy's forest so they can keep living.
Little bit, he said.
They're going to be called
sorry.
tree kin at that
You
point.
said that how many people are dead right now?
There are 7 dead, sweetheart.
Oh. And you all did that.
7 dead kids.
It happened when the ship fell.
Let me just clarify that it was not malicious or intentional. It was an accident.
It happened when the ship fell. It was not something any of us intended. We would never have done that on purpose.
What is the intention?
This is gonna be an entirely new game. You both already fucking sound like Joel and Gloria. Everyone in the circus, you two clean the goddamn ship up. I'm just done with it. Let's go. We have a mess to clean up in the circus anyway.
Right.
What was the intention with that spell?
Well, I didn't cast it, Mr. Elephant Man, so you should ask the caster.
Yeah. He was trying to free the ship.
I believe the intention was to better the ship in some fashion.
I take it he...
Did not work out that way.
And the captain kind of walks past you guys and starts following behind Bitsy with the kid, his little first mate, has his arm around his shoulder, and he's like, I did tell you to. I told all of you not to cast any kind of plant magic on the boat.
I'm guessing a lack of...
Well, sir, you can thank the game for our lack of social skills to even trust anything anyone says to us. We need to learn for ourselves.
That wasn't a lack of social skills, that was a lack of foresight.
Especially employees of Mr. A and Mr. H.
Oh, darling, we're all employees. Don't you know that now?
Well, that doesn't mean we trust you, ever.
That's fine. And he just kind of keeps the kid next to him and waits with Bitsy.
Gwynny,
Yes.
The captain's not as bad as he would appear.
No, he's not.
I just want you to know that I've had a look.
Oh, thank you. I looked at the ship, and
Also,
it's not as bad as it might have been.
the contract is passed in the blood.
I see.
Then have
We
you,
need to look in our blood, don't we?
Assuredly, we have the contract in our blood.
Well, maybe
I
we
don't
need to see if we can find a way of getting it out of our blood.
But I need to see if I can recall ever having been touched by Mr. A or Mr. H.
All right. Well, we'll meditate on that later. For now, let's get the ship and get back to the
Yeah,
circus.
and that gives him. I'm gonna send Joel a message,
All right.
and I'll be like, Joel,
Oh
dear
my
Joel.
god, you really can't leave me alone. What now?
Well, why would I leave someone alone who has such influence on my life?
What is it, Dilly?
Did you pass the contract into my blood? Is that an ability you have, or is it just Mr. A and Mr. H?
Dilly,
Yes.
I would highly suggest that you leave this one alone.
I'm asking you, please, Joel. Did you? Are you responsible, or is Gloria responsible?
We both are. I'm not responsible for you.
Thank you. Click.
Mic drop.
Gwynnie,
Yes.
I do believe that we also have the ability to bind someone to the circus.
All right. In that case, I want to make a pact between us. We bind no one to the circus unless they would die if they were not bound.
wow, that might work, you know?
I want to think about it first.
All right. Dude, I just really, I'm getting ready to follow Bitsy. I don't know how they're getting the ship out of the ground. That's not my doing, so I'm just getting ready to follow Bitsy.
Yeah,
Right.
Ulrich's going to follow Bitsy and figure out and just walk away from Copy right now. He's kind of pissed.
All
He's
right.
kind of pissed at both Dilly.
Creepiest Kanku ever.
Oh my god. All right. So Bitsy's gonna be leading Felicia, I suppose. Is she going with them?
No, Felicia was the one that was trying to get the ship out of the ground.
Okay. So Felicia
Yes.
and Copy are staying behind, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
The
I
captain's
was slow for
gonna
this.
send his first mate along with Bitsy, who kind of like takes him under her arm, and she'll lead the way back to the circus. She's gonna take you guys straight up to the crew quarters. You have about 5 hours before the circus opens, and
Okay.
as you're walking through the bottom level towards the stairs, you're starting to realize that there are 2 tents that have gone fully red, and the other tents are starting to, like the black and the white, are starting to kind of bleed into each other and turn pink.
What's going on, Bitsy?
You left.
Oh, well, I'm back now.
Oh, lovely. Maybe you can clean it up then.
Well, how do I do that? Tell me how.
Get into the tree, you and Dilly both, make some decisions. First, maybe have a walkthrough and figure out what's fucked up.
All right. Well, why don't you walk me through while we're on the way to the tree?
I don't think I like your tone.
I don't think I like how you've been behaving recently.
You know, Bitsy, if you were a little bit more helpful and forthcoming, we might not be behaving so badly.
All right.
You do realize we were children thrust into situations we had no control over.
And-
Now we're adults and having to deal with all of this.
And,
I would also like to remind you that you're a living being now because of us.
oh,
And you're free to
thank
go
you.
Anytime you'd like.
both. Oh, my beautiful, lovely bosses. Thank you so much for
No,
giving me this
you are
upgrade
free.
and for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be human and to also still parent you on a regular basis. You do realize I was a construct made by someone else? This whole personality that I have right now, I'm still getting used to it. It's not mine. I didn't make it up.
And do you realize the only thing binding you here now is your love for us?
Yes, I'm aware. Why do you think I'm angry with you?
Right.
Rightfully so. I understand your anger. You're not parenting us. Look at it as mentoring at this point in time. We are ignorant of the functions, and you are the expert. Will you please tell us what needs to be done so that we may do it most efficiently?
Oh, you silly children. Gwynny, Dilly, I'm not your mother. But I was, for a very long time. Give me a week, okay? Just give me a second to A, figure out how to poop, because I haven't figured that one out without anyway, and B, just emotions, they're new.
I understand that, but you implied that dire circumstances were here and that radical action on our part, immediate action on our part, was required. So unfortunately, we cannot give you a week. We will certainly give you a week to become accustomed to who and what you are, but we cannot give you a week on the function of the circus and what we need to do to make it so that it doesn't fall apart around our fucking ears.
All right. Since we're having a tone with each other, you both take a quick lap. I'm going to take this child who isn't dead, unlike the other 7 that you let die. I'm going to take him upstairs, give him some food. You two do a lap. Figure out if you want to keep the circus or if you'd like to change the venue.
Indeed. And, Bitsy, one question. How many of us passed through this circus
Us.
before we were chosen? Orphans that are now dead and no longer here before Gwenny and I were settled upon.
Hey,
Just Joel and Gloria.
And were you aware of their orphans and slaves
Only after
I'm going to mute guys for a minute.
after
gonna
you
mute for a
were
minute.
Okay.
created into what?
What do you
Into existence or into this?
into
Meat
existence.
sack.
Joel created me. He was
So you've known about the slavery.
He wanted a mother. No, he created me when he was a child, Dilly.
But you've known about them since you've existed.
Yes.
You've been a conscious, sentient being even when you were a marionette.
Yes, and just as you're aware,
Yes.
Carolyn, I was given rules.
Yes. Right. But you also could have
Could I have?
told us.
Could I have?
Could you?
No, Dilly,
I
no.
don't know.
I couldn't. I was told to take care of you and keep you in the dark until the next round.
This is it then, right? The next round?
Yes, and then you gave me free will.
Yes. Best decision I've ever made.
Oh, Dilly. And then she's gonna start crying and hug him.
Yes, but please, after you take care of the child and tell us kind of what we might have to do go to the bathhouse.
Okay.
Because you smell.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And she'll just very understandingly. She's not embarrassed. She's just like, yeah, haven't figured that one out.
Are you around us? Oh, I think I'll have to talk to Felicia about maybe giving you some lessons in hygiene.
That would be very much appreciated.
So,
Also,
don't you remember
I don't understand underwear.
Yes, don't you remember teaching Gwynny about all that?
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't do that. Gloria did.
Oh. It makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Do you remember the week that I came back and I had the black eye and was all bruised, Dilly?
Yes.
Yeah. Glorious lessons.
I know them well.
Yes. Having Felicia help Bitsy is probably a really good idea. I don't think Bitsy's very happy with us right now.
So
Anyway, take the lap.
I
We're gonna
wish
take-
Go
he
into the
understood.
let's take a walk, Quinny, and see what's going on.
Take the lab, figure out what needs fixing, go into the tree, agree, and it gets fixed. It's really that simple right now.
I wish that that Bitsy understood a little bit more than she does.
Are you saying that?
I also
me?
wish the same thing. And Bitsy's like, yes, it would be helpful if I understood more. I'll agree with you.
It would be very helpful if you understood more and if we understood you more. So let's work on that. Dilly, let's go take our lap.
While you two do that, I'm wondering if Joel and Gloria left any paperwork and stuff behind. Do you know if they did?
You know what? Go look.
Okay.
Bitsy, would you take them to their houses?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay,
Well,
don't
wait.
follow Bitsy then.
I do have to
wait.
take a shower first.
And
I'm just gonna follow you into the building. Probably wait with the kid.
I'll
just wait with the boy.
Yeah,
Boy
Dilly.
and yes, and do not go into my quarters, meaning Joel's quarters.
Oh.
Well, that's where the paperwork is, isn't it?
Yes, potentially.
You
But
can
you're
look
not.
at
I have not even had a chance to go through my own new place.
Okay, I'll wait until you get back. How's that sound?
Oh, well, you can
Would
wait
that
until I give you permission to enter my place.
Yeah, I was okay. So Dilly and Gwynny, as Ulrich is kind of asking to like go into the tree and look for paperwork, you're both keenly aware of the fact that it's almost like getting a text message. You get a notification that someone is requesting access to the tree, and it's like somewhere in your brain you can decide what buttons show up in the elevator.
Okay. Well, what button are they pushing?
Well, I'm saying it in the sense that, like, Dilly, if Ulrich wants to go into the elevator, you can give him access to the tree without giving him access to a floor that you don't want him on. So, like, the
Right.
number 1 button won't be there. It'll start with 2 or 3 or whatever.
Right. So we can telepathically. We got like ring.
Yep, you have a ring doorbell on the tree.
If my understanding is correct, you can basically telepathically control which floors I have access to.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it was for us too. Before we could get into the tree.
Oh, send them to my forest, please.
But you could telepath. Well, you would know if he wants to get into your forest.
No, he wouldn't.
Oh, just you and I.
It's just you
Well,
and Gwynny.
okay. Well, he would have to know that the forest exists in order to want to go there.
Exactly. Or you
I
would have to
understand.
put a
Right.
panel with that button on there for him to be able to push it.
Do Gwen and I have the ability to get access to
I
copy
think
this area?
without even realizing it, Gwynny Gwynny only allows access to Glorious.
Okay,
that's-
so there are going to be 3 buttons then.
And remember, Gloria's place is drastically changed.
Yes.
Because that's
And I
Felicia's
have
now.
access to 2 floors now.
So technically, if okay, so because it is Felicia's, Felicia took over Gloria's.
Right. So I would give access to that floor and my floor, which is uninhabited so far.
Just kind of an empty blank white room.
Right. This big empty space.
But
Okay.
Felicia would get the notice.
That's what I would give access to.
But I'm just saying it's Felicia's, like, Gloria's floor You guys gave that to Felicia, kind of like how Copy's floor belongs. Like, he will always have access to it no matter what when he walks into the tree. Same with Felicia. Do you want to give access to what is now belonging to Felicia, is my question.
Just on the purposes that he wants to go through Gloria's papers, I would not have a problem, and I don't think that I have internalized that it belongs to Felicia all that much. That just happened.
Okay.
So in my mind, it's still Gloria's, and I just want him to get. I want him to get to the bottom of Gloria's shit.
Ulrich is looking at them, they're thinking, and realizes this may be a breach of privacy, and says, "If you want someone to supervise me while I'm doing this, by all means."
I have a question. So, my understanding then, although Gwenny and Dilly have the ability to grant access to floors that they gave to other folks, they would still be notified in their little brains that someone is accessing it, or no?
Yes.
I thought that the way that it went was like earlier in the game, even Gloria and what's his name couldn't go into anybody's tent without permission.
That's tents, not the tree.
Okay.
So tents are lockable by their person who runs the tent, and that because a lot of people, they keep their money in there, so it's like just security precaution. You can lock your tent, and literally no one aside from Gloria or Joel would be able to go in. But at that point, it's not like they can just walk in; they'd have to break some shit to get in. But technically now that's not Joel and Gloria, that's Gwenny and Dilly. So if someone locks their tent on you guys, you can get in. You would just first have to go back to the tree, agree to unlock the tent, and then go back down.
You need administrator access.
Yeah, admin access, please enter password.
Okay, so I asked Ulrich to go look in Gloria's room for paper because I have not internalized that it's Felicia's yet. That had just happened. So in my mind, the elevator panel shows the tree access panel, my blank room, and Felicia and Gloria's room.
But you guys did internalize it. You guys both said it out loud before.
Yes, but my mind has not caught up with what the actions that are happening.
She's still trying to register everything.
I don't know. No, wait a second. You're right. We did make a conscious decision to give it to Felicia. You're absolutely right about that. Okay. In that case, I'll just say, hey, Ulrich. Yeah, no, we have to do this first, and then we'll go with you. Okay.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'll just find somewhere to wait then.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm sorry, Felicia.
Oh no, it's okay. Does that mean that we're now able to message you, me and Copy as well?
Yes, you are officially part of the management team. You guys can always message whenever you need to.
Oh.
Miss Gwenny, can you hear me? I don't know how this shit works. Copy. Can you talk? Miss Gwenny?
Yes, Felicia.
We're having a little bit of problem with this. Mr. Copy is his vegetation powers are pretty strong. It's going to be hard to undo this boat.
He could just drop the spell.
Oh, well, shit. Copy. Have you ever thought about just, dropping the spell?
Wait. We're back at the boat, right? Yeah, my spell was gonna drop anyway, because I was gonna cast another spell on it.
I want to make sure that I'm off the ship when you do that.
Well, and the captain is with you. He stayed behind, and he's kind of been, watching Copy very closely.
And, Miss Felicia, you did put those bodies on the deck of the ship, right? So that they could be carried in with the ship?
Yep, sure did.
All right. Thank you, sweetheart.
As soon as we're done here, we're going to be headed back.
Okay.
All right.
Right there, Bitsy was kind of in one of those moods.
Yeah, Bitsy is definitely having that time of the month.
Okay, if I cast this spell,
Bitsy
Well,
doesn't
that's
know what
not
that
good.
means.
We don't.
when she and also she's now in menopause, so she's also just like crazy.
poor lady.
Okay, cool. So that means if I cast that spell, plant growth would drop.
Well,
Okay.
What's happening?
Well, we're back at the ship, right?
Yeah,
So,
but if you were talking, it was super muffled. I was having a very
yeah,
hard time
I
hearing
was
you.
I was gathering my thoughts together because somebody else was speaking.
Gotcha.
Can I cast enlarge and reduce on the ship? It'll drop plant growth, and I'm gonna cast reduce on it. So you said it was a large. That means the ship is gonna become a medium. It's gonna be much lighter now, and
Okay.
plant growth is gonna drop at that point in time.
Okay. How far apart are the bodies on the deck? Like, are they kind of, shoulder to shoulder? How did you guys lay them out? Ulrich and Felicia. Well, Ulrich and Gwynny and Felicia.
Ulrich says about half a foot apart.
Okay, that's fine.
not right on top of each other, just close by.
Okay.
Close to each other.
All right. So, yeah, as you cast reduce, the ship does go from large to medium. And the captain kind of like blinks and like takes a step back, and the ship reduces and then like drops a little bit in this crater that it's made, and you can see like the holes in the dirt surrounding it where its roots were going. Now that plant growth is gone, it's back to its smooth exterior. It doesn't have roots, it doesn't have branches. There are definitely still leaves like littering the deck and kind of like falling over the bodies, and the green against their white uniforms are just it pops a little bit. And weirdly, the ship kind of rocks back and forth once or twice, almost like it's like stretching, like getting ready, and then it shoots up into the air.
Yeah, it's a much smaller ship, so it has a lot more maneuverability now. Ah, very nice. It's performing well.
You did beautiful, Copy. You would think that you was born to fly.
Well, I kind of did a couple of times.
And the ship it's up. It's about 500 feet in the air, but it's just making kind of like lazy circles around you guys, almost like a vulture. Like it's just kind of seeing where you go, and it understands that you're going to take it somewhere.
Right. At least they can fit in the elevator now. Damn it. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm just like, all right, Felicia, you want to head back now?
Yeah, I kind of. You know what? I was kind of thinking, if my mom wasn't dead, do you think that you'd be able to put her in one of them trees? I mean, I'd let you take her heart. I mean, I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
Where's your mom again?
Oh, she's on the other side of the tree, on the back side.
Wait, in the crater? Good lord.
So the tree is huge. Think of like a redwood times 10 in terms of like overall circumference. There is an elevator opening at the front, and there's a mausoleum at the back, and that it's a tomb for Felicia's mother.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I could do that, or, well, here's the thing, Miss Felicia. When you take the heart of a person who's died, that person won't exactly come back the same way they were. It'll create a new life, so everything that happened to them will be erased. they'll be able to live this new life in the forest. So there's a chance that your mother might not even recognize you. And I'm just telling you that now.
I would be okay with that because then that means that she won't have to remember that Gloria was her mama.
Okay.
I mean, you know, it's for her betterment, I think.
Do you also wish to connect on a better level with your mother? I'm guessing in some way.
Maybe she's been gone for so long, Copy. I don't even. I mean, I ain't no orphan, but I mean, I'm 46 now, and she ain't been around since I was like 18.
Well,
And-
if she. Oh,
I mean-
go ahead, continue.
It's okay. You know, I ain't really alive anyway.
Well, you're pretty living to me. I mean, you're my friend, so yeah, you're alive to me, even though you say you aren't.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm as alive as I can be.
Right. Well, I mean, think about it like this: if you would want to reconnect with a being that was your mother but kind of isn't, you have that chance.
Mhm.
So you can come down to the forest anytime you wish to visit, and I'll keep her tree-kin body safe. I'll keep
I
all of
love
them
that.
safe.
I think that's a lovely idea. I think that she's going to love you. You're so pure.
I try to be. I still don't like the captain, though.
7 kids.
So, well, to be fair, he did not anticipate that.
Anticipation or not?
Continue. I'm
Well,
sorry. I just needed to voice that one.
Mr. Coffee, that's so lovely.
Calm down.
All right, and the captain.
Humor's relative.
Yeah, the captain has been like standing here listening to this whole conversation with his arms crossed and like a big old scowl on his face. And he's like, "All right, let's talk about my boat, my new ship, which should be not the size you just made that one."
What does it talk about? Money
You're
for
not
profit.
there.
You're not
Oh,
there,
you're
baby.
not there.
Oh shit, my bad.
You're good.
Me and Coffee ain't the ones in charge.
Well, I
You're
did make
part
a
of
deal with the
management,
captain.
aren't you?
Loosely.
All right then.
Well, I have huge trees at my disposal. I can cut them down, shape them. What size ship do you require? In
Large. I
terms
want
of a new
large.
one?
You made my ship smaller.
Large? You said huge? Yeah,
No,
huge.
large. Don't.
Yeah, I heard
Large.
huge. Yeah,
Large boy.
huge. Okay, gotcha.
I don't like you.
Stop talking. Thank you.
What did he just say to me? No,
I copy him.
I
I
will
copy
not.
him.
And he just starts like he's not saying words. He's just making noise, like like he will not stop talking because you just told him to.
I'm gonna copy his every like sound and just mimic
Oh,
him the whole
Jesus.
time.
All right, well we're gonna switch over because that's gonna go on for about 5 minutes, and I'm not role playing that.
You goddamn right, bucko.
So they're walking into the circus, jabbering like madmen at each other, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. Just two, a large bird and a very much larger man going at each other.
And I sound exactly like him. Like, imagine he's speaking. My voice is coming.
It's just
His
reverb.
voice is coming out of my mouth. Yeah.
Are they coming towards the tree doing this?
Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely going back in.
Sitting at the roots of the tree, looking at them like, what the fuck?
Ulrich, I will let you know if you're under the tree. The roots. There's like a pumpkin patch. There's squash. There's potatoes. Like there's all sorts of veggies and fruits and stuff growing out of the ground. And if you look up, you're going to notice that every single branch of this tree has a different fruit on it.
Okay, so
Skin.
obviously this is not a naturally occurring tree.
It is the absolute centerpiece of the entire circus.
I see.
It goes through both floors. If you were to go upstairs, you'd see the tree still. Like, it is the elevator.
Okay, well, Ulrich is plopped himself down at the roots after Winnie went on their lap around the circus. And it's looking over the notes he's tried to make so far. Because he had to stop making the notes long enough to deal with the dead bodies. I'm trying to process what the heck has been happening since he got off this ship.
I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Hold on 1 second. Oh my god, Alex heard me describing the tree and he was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then he was freaking out like, has nobody gone to my juice bar? He's like coming in all hot like Jethro, like, where my profits at, bitch?
No, but you can tell him. You can tell him he has twice as much
right
butter.
now. We're on a walkabout, so we can look at the juice bar right now.
Oh god,
Instead of-
now they're going to the juice bar. Are you fucking happy?
Instead of free trade, it's fucking slave trade.
Oh my god.
And he has twice as much product. Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Can whatever just happened, I need it repeated because that was a weird gremlin moment on his part.
Oh.
Ulrich, I don't know.
Wait.
Go ahead, copy.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying the juice bar. I mean, he has twice as much food now. Because remember, I casted plant growth on that tree. So, and I casted it for the long term. So.
Oh yeah, and the tree is like much fuller. It's definitely yielding more. And yeah, the juice bar in terms of like with the customers has been popping.
Goddamn, why did that?
He gets $4 in fucking profits.
Oh my god, he's so angry. Well, he also thinks like at least a week has gone by. I'm like, oh no, honey, we're like 4 days in.
Is it called Orange Jethro's?
Yes, now it is.
The Orange Jethro.
Oh, I love it. I'm writing it down.
The Orange Jethro juice bar.
Orange Jethro.
I just thinking it was always something, back when malls were a thing. Orange Julius.
Orange Julius. It's the Orange Jethro's.
Actually, I know how to make Orange Julius if anybody's interested.
No, I'll pass.
I've never had.
They're gross.
Oh my god. All right.
Super sweet.
What is the recipe?
All right. So, you guys have Felicia, the captain, and Cobby are walking in with this ship kind of overhead, and it kind of stops at a hover on top of the glass dome that covers the circus, but right above the tree.
What's the status on the probe we launched?
And it's just waiting there. So as you guys like, you're downstairs, you see Ulrich at the base of the tree. How's that going? Ulrich, you see Copy, and you kind of like see a shadow looming over you, and when you look up through the branches, you can see that the ship, while a little bit smaller, is still pretty big, and it's just kind of hovering above you.
Reduce on the ship? I'm asking him to use reduce on the ship?
He used reduce, but he only made it to medium, so it was large, now it's medium.
Ulrich is asking them as make conversation.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that's all right. I'm trying to interact with them.
Y'all, I'm gonna go. I feel really, really beat. I'm gonna go lay down. I got my room part separated from, all the stuff that Gloria had going on. So I'm, I ain't ready to bag up her shit yet. So, I'm just gonna go to bed.
Do you have any paperwork in with the stuff?
You know what? You're more than welcome to look through all that stuff. I don't care. And
I had actually asked Dilly and Gwenny if I could look through their stuff, look through Joel and Gloria's stuff for paperwork and stuff, but they needed to do a lap around the circus first, so I was waiting on them.
Oh yeah, you could definitely go into my stuff while we're waiting for you to be able to go into what Joel used to have. Yeah, just follow me on in, Mr. Copy. I'll see you at the circus opening.
Okay. So I'm following Felicia then?
Yeah. And she's just gonna go into her bedroom. I'm gonna hop off so that I could go get some weed before they close.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye,
hon.
Bye, you guys. I love you. Hopefully, you guys are still going at it when I come back.
Okay.
I'll do your box justice, Felicia. Good luck. Going to sleep. Whoa. That was a big ass spike of lightning in the sky. Goddamn.
All right. So Felicia heads off to bed. Copy. She has left you kind of to deal with getting the ship into the tree.
Yeah.
Well, she hasn't gone to bed, but Ulrich, she leads you to the tree, and like the tree kind of, it's not really doors that physically open, it's just like this weird rectangle of light in the tree trunk, and it gets really, really bright, and then when it dims, you see that it is just a very boring interior of an elevator. And she kind of ushers you in, points at the panel, and says, "That's my floor." And you only see right now that there's her button, because she opened the door for you and she always has access to it. And then there's another button, and then another button. But she's pointing out the top one as hers.
All right. Go ahead and press the top button.
All right. And she kind of like waves goodbye before heading off to bed or whatever. And the doors close and they light up again. And when they dim, you see that there's a foyer, but it's almost like someone came through and just mildly tilted everything in the wrong direction. Like every painting is a little bit crooked. Every piece of furniture is facing the wrong direction. The pictures are facing the wrong direction. Like it just looks weird. But it's a very lavish like foyer with, 2 staircases on either end leading up to one double door thing. And then there's kind of like a hallway off to each side, right at the base of each stair.
Okay. I guess I'm going to look for either the library or study.
You do, as you're exploring, you definitely realize that the hallways, one leads to a bathroom, another one leads to like a study, but it's not really, it's just kind of a desk and a chair. There's books, but they all have weirdly nondescript titles, and when you open them, they're all blank.
I see.
You get the sense that the meat is upstairs.
And upstairs is where Alicia is resting.
Felicia, oh, she's gone. Would she have gone to that bedroom, or is she staying with in
She
Gloria's
had-
I think they had separate
or
bedrooms
Gwynny's
there.
tent? I mean.
She
No,
said
she-
that she had separated a place
Okay,
in
yeah. So
that area.
she's not
So
gonna be there. You're not
So
gonna
there's
be able
another
to act.
dimension that he doesn't even see.
Yeah, you're not gonna see her.
So I can go upstairs to where the good info is and not disturb her.
She's given you access to anything that hasn't been overtaken by the cemetery she created in Gloria's bedroom.
Yep.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna go upstairs and start looking around.
And when you open the door, it's a cemetery. What you
Okay.
expected to be like a study or a bedroom or maybe a library or anything else, it is an actual cemetery. There's
Well, I
grass,
got close the
there are
door because I'm not
clouds,
looking for
it's
me.
chilly, it's kind of like clammy in the air.
I'm gonna close the door, turn around, go back to the foyer.
All right. Do you want
Find your
to?
keys? Huh?
Do you want to roll
What?
investigation?
I can't hear you. All right.
Investigate.
Yes, please.
Give me a second. It says to roll with advantage, so I gotta roll it twice.
Go for it. Oh, that's right. You get it. Ah, yep. And really quick, Dilly, where are you specifically?
We're walking around the circus together.
Oh yeah, we had
Okay,
taken
that's
our
right.
lap.
After this roll, I'm gonna switch back to you guys real quick.
19.
What was it?
I rolled a 19 total.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah. So as you're like heading back down to the foyer, you kind of realize like, okay, this isn't actually. I mean, yeah, she probably slept up in that room. You don't know why there's a graveyard per se, but like that used to be a bedroom probably. Because there's a bathroom, there's a study, this is kind of a living room. It doesn't make sense that there's nothing there unless there's nothing physical for you to pick up and read.
Well, shit. This is all stored by magic, isn't it? All the records and stuff. God damn it. Okay. Back to square one then.
All right, and we go back to Dilly and Gwynny. You guys, Bitsy left you with poop in her pants and a child under her arm who probably thinks she's really weird and smells bad. And you're... Do you want me to repost really quick just to give you guys another refresher of the... Oh, and actually, you know what? Let me do it in private chat, because you both get the key now. You know what every single fucking tent is.
I believe that's in one of the chats already.
I don't think I gave you the one with the lists. Did I?
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
can
I think you
repost
gave us
it.
all the basic map. The map I had.
Yeah.
For all of them.
Let me see here.
That didn't have any labels on it.
With key.
Should I start the roast beef? Okay.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, okay, I'm sending it again in a private message.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
It's in my privates.
Okay. Okay. Do.
At least we have them now.
I haven't updated this in a while though.
Looks fairly up to date.
Except there's 11 on the ground floor north side is still considered.
I know.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that.
Yep.
That one makes me laugh a little bit. Like that whole theme makes me kind of laugh. Like, okay,
God.
that doesn't even make sense. But it's
Right.
not how she.
That's what she fucking asked for, and it actually does make sense now.
In a
Like,
weird,
well,
fucked up way, it does.
If they're too far gone, then
I mean, what better
I
way
could
to?
just eat them.
Right. And everyone is just like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Oh my god. So
And if you roll a natural 20, I'll tell you.
oh my god. So as you guys are walking kind of down the main promenade, you're realizing that there are a couple of tents that are just red. One of them is the gluttony tent. Another one is the medic tent.
And we wished the gluttony tent out of existence last session.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. So there's just a blank space where the gluttony tent used to be now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, that's fun. And you also notice that the desire tent is red.
Oh, Dilly, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Rather than trying to figure everything out real quick, like on a fly, and not take in everything, why don't we go into the tree and wish everything the way it was just before we walked out of the circus, and then we can go through the tents one by one and decide on them?
I think that's a good idea.
All right, so we want to go back to the tree and wish everything the way it was just before we left the circus.
As a matter of fact, we should probably postpone the circus tonight.
You can both make the unilateral decision to close the circus, at least for the night.
Let's do that. Let's close the circus, and we'll wish it the way it was just before we left, so that everything is fixed, and then we can go through it one by one tonight. How does that sound?
Sounds like a good idea. Give everyone the night off.
I like that. All right, let's go do that.
I mean, this has to be a shock to them. I mean, we don't even hardly know anyone that works here.
I mean, the management changed. The management changed, and then we left, and everything started to fall apart. Yeah, they deserve a night off.
Right, but my point is, well, I have a question. Are there circus people milling about?
Yes, they're you're still a good 3 hours off from the opening of the circus, but people are kind of trying to get their tents ready and getting their platforms chalked up and making sure that their costumes are good.
But Winnie, my point is, what is that person's name? We've been here all these years, and so is that person.
It's time we found that out, don't you think?
Oh, you motherfuckers. Hold on, let me pull up a fucking list of names.
Well, you don't have to now. My point is, throughout this whole campaign, we have not established any sort of relationship with any employees there.
However,
so it makes me feel like we've existed
well, you guys have definitely established a relationship with Bitsy and Locke.
Right, but those are the Locke's a bird and Bitsy was a marionette. But what I mean is, it feels like
actual performers.
We've almost lived a separate life from them, as if we don't even notice the existence of one to another.
And I was about to say, as you guys are walking down the promenade for the first time, probably the first time ever, you feel eyes on you. They're all watching you. They know they know the change. They know exactly what's just happened. Not the. Yeah, go ahead, roll insight. They don't necessarily know the events leading up to the management change, but they recognize you immediately as new management.
Ooh, 27.
And what are you trying to get insight on?
Insight on how the tone, the feel of this change.
You get the feeling that they have all watched you guys grow up while being very, very specifically instructed not to interfere with you. They're watching you almost warily. They don't know. they know you're the new bosses, but they're not really sure if they were allowed to approach you still.
Were they allowed to approach?
No, it was one of those, like, do not speak to them unless they speak to you, and then keep it short.
Right. Okay. Gwynny,
Yes,
you feel it.
I do. We need to shut down tonight and get to know our people.
Indeed. How are we going? Wait. I don't understand a lot of what's going on. I've never been the smart one.
I need some time to process a little bit. I think I'm beginning to get some glimmerings of it.
But I don't want us to become Joel and Gloria.
Ulrich has some good questions, and we need to listen to his questions because he is an outside viewer. But I think that this is much easier than we know. And I think many more people are involved, and I would like to avoid having another situation where kids fall out of the sky.
Well, I think more care maybe need to be taken in casting of frivolous spells.
Well, not just that. I think our actions have consequences as well. So let's close the circus tonight, fix what we broke as we walked out the door, and get to know our people.
Let's go and make that happen.
All right. And I follow him to the tree.
And that's where we're going to close it for the night.
Oh my God. Progress!
So much progress!
So much
I couldn't
progress.
stop. I told Alex, I was like, they're role-playing so hard, I can't make them stop.
So much progress!
Did I do okay now?
You guys
You did all right. Yeah, you did great.